I'll apologize, guys. I was getting some coffee and such, getting ready here. So again, my apologies. There we go. We got the game cast up now. Looks like my audio is coming through pretty decently on the headset. What up, Oak Squirrel? How you been, my guy? I took a week off last week. I apologize about that. We got a 1st and 10 here. Baltimore Ravens at the 35-yard line after a good catch by Odell Beckham Jr., I believe. That's going to be play action. Lamar Jackson looking deep. Got a man over the middle. That's going to be Zay Flowers wide open. Making man miss. And down at the 16-yard line. A huge gain for our boy, Zay Flowers. And we got our updated gifts here. Yep, they ran Mark Andrews across the middle and then ran Zay Flowers behind that drag route, basically. And everyone went with Mark opening up the middle over middle for Zay. Motion for Zay. Lamar looking there, having to roll out. Rolling still, and going to get tackled for maybe a gain of about 3 on the play. Well, I hope your Bengals get some much needed time off to win that bye week, my guy. Of course, we've got a great game today, guys. This is going to be Baltimore's toughest opponent yet of the season. Ravens coming in with, I believe, the number 1 overall defense in total yards and category-wise. Roquan leading that effort, 4th in the NFL with tackles. Of course, though, the defense for the Lions, no joke, number 1 against the run and number 3 overall. And, of course, everyone knows how hot the Lions have been scoring. Handoff, that's Edwards going up the middle and going to be a solid gain of maybe about 4 on the play. Brings up what looks like a 3rd and 3, maybe 4 on the play. Now, one of the big stories here we're watching for our Ravens, of course, is the Ravens have struggled a little bit recently to score in the second half. They've had no second half touchdowns in the last 2 games. So that's definitely something we're keeping an eye on. Chimera, you can never sleep on an NFL team. Trips right for the Ravens. Keep an eye on that. They're getting lined up, though. That's going to be... Oh, he wanted to throw it to Likely. He had him, and he just didn't throw it. Oh, bad decision there. It looked like a quick pass to Likely, and they just didn't throw it. Oak Squirrel says, I don't know who to root for. Not going to lie. Go Detroit. We're going to fight, Oak. So Tucker wanted to come out, but Lamar Jackson in the offense wave off Tucker. If they do not get this field goal right now, I am going to be livid. 4th and 1. Strong formation. Strong left. Ricard in motion right. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. Lamar Jackson with an open lane. And Ronnie Stanley clearing someone all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Lamar Jackson. We'll get a little Lamar shimmy up there. Ooh, and Ronnie Stanley absolutely destroying that blocker in the second level. That's something you like to see. Oh, okay. At least you have family that's Lion fans, so I can't even be mad at you. I believe the saying for the Lions is one pride. So that just means we got one pride to shatter. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm kidding. Let's be humble here. Let's not forget that Colts loss. But that's great to see. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens taking an early lead in this game. 7-0 over Detroit. We might be in for a good game here. A high scorer, but Ravens have some real second half issues always. And so we're definitely having to keep an eye on that. And thank you everyone so far for coming to join us today. We took a little bit of a week off last week with the London game, and just school and everything, and it's getting a little rough. I'll be honest with you. And the university has not been as good as I thought it was going to be. So, hey, we got Terry ES and 49ers Ultimate Report all dropping into the chat. Welcome, welcome. How's everybody doing today? New England 3-0 Patriots. So New England taking the early lead against the Buffalo Bills with 10 minutes in the first quarter. Not how my boy Chimera wants to start the day. Looking across the NFL, let's take a look at these scores. We got Raiders taking on the Bears today. 10 minutes left in that first quarter. Still tied 0-all in that game. Browns have jumped out to an early 7-0 lead over the Colts with 11:47 in that. Chimera gave us our update on the Bills-Patriots game. We've got the battle of the worst. The Commanders taking on the Giants, the abysmal of the abysmal games today. Of course, that game is 0-0 as well. We've got a lot of 0-0 games as the trend continues. Buccaneers taking on the Falcons. And again, a lot of these games sitting at the 10-minute mark, so all the games kind of keeping a similar pacing, it looks like, so far. Let's see, who we taking on in fantasy football this week? How's your fantasy football team doing? Your boy's drinking coffee today instead of alcohol. So we might be on another level. I ain't gonna lie, though. My kicker's on a bye week, guys, and I didn't feel like dropping anyone to pick up an extra kicker. So I'm banking on no kicker winning this week. But we'll see. Chimera, dude, your Bills have just... I don't think they're the same Bills they used to be, man. All right. Pray for me. Give me one moment. Your boy's going to slide off camera and take a dab real quick because we're running a little bit late with everything today, as I should say as always, because I'm always running late. But yeah, BRB real quick. I'm just sliding off camera. Oh, short kick. That announcer. He just said Jared Goff played for Baltimore. What the fuck? They're talking about right now, the injuries for the Ravens are going to be Marcus Williams on defense with a couple injuries like Seymour and Moon on defense. Lions, though, today without David Montgomery and Marvin Jones Jr. However, I think not having David Montgomery, even though he has played outstanding for the Lions, I think Jahmyr Gibbs is just going to play as well, if not better, today for the Lions. Trips left for the Lions, 5 wide. Goff looking left with trips formation. Oh, that's going to be close. They're saying no catch. He's saying catch. Ref says out of bounds. Great call by the ref. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 6. Of course, Jared Goff having a career year, guys, right now. 105.1 quarterback rating. Highest of his career, like we said. Playing out of his mind. And like you just heard the announcers talk about a little there. If you were to take some of his last games and pair it with how he started this season, he's the runaway MVP candidate, which is crazy to think about. They even say that. Like, 3rd and 6. Ravens don't look like they're bringing pressure. Oh, wait. They're creeping up. They're creeping up. Ravens do not. They only bring 4, but it gets there. Let's go. That's going to be Matabike pairing up with Odafe Owe. Matabike continuing his absolute dominance this season. He's looking for the big payday. For those that don't know, Justin Madubuike was a breakout candidate last year on a lot of NFL writers' staff. He stunts with Michael Pierce. That is now, I believe, his 5.5 sack on the year. Our defensive tackle now leads the Ravens in sacks. 5.5. Ooh. Ah! My boy Madubuike. 49ers Ultimate Report says, do you think the Lions are for real? Oh, we got a penalty. Yeah, it's going to be a muff punt, but they hit Duvernay as he tried to make the catch, so there's a flag on the play. Should be the Ravens' ball, but we're not sure yet. I think the Lions are for real. I really think the Lions are absolutely for real. I don't, we watched Hutchinson on that opening night against KC, and he dominated. Hey, we got Tenchu Masaki dropping in. Ravens flock checking in. How's it going, man? It's going pretty good, I had to deal with some stuff with school over the past week. Sadly, I don't know if I'm going to continue my education at this university that I'm going to. It's just been and we're heading to commercial break, so I'll talk a little bit about life in school, and anyone feel free to just talk in general. But I explained to my academic advisor the other day. I said, here's the deal. You want this university to prep students for real life jobs. I'm a little different. I'm 33 years old. I'm not a 18, 19-year-old, 20-year-old coming into college. I've gone the professional career path. I'm back in school mostly because I just enjoy learning and it stimulates my mind. But also I know from my career path that the more credit hours I have, the higher my salary always is. Because most true professional careers have a calculation where usually credit hours is factored into that equation. So, like I tell everyone, I'm only here to stimulate myself mentally and increase my potential earnings in the future. But so I'm talking with the university. I'm sending emails. So I had a friend that I used to play flag football with. He passed away. We think he took his life. We don't really know. Left behind, his baby mama and his 2 kids, beautiful kids. I really wanted to play flag football this year intramurally and kind of dedicate my team and my season to not only him, but to, anyone that's lost someone like that, before it was their time. And I needed to get some more free agents because I don't really know anyone at this college. I'm an old man, And I sent numerous emails to the intramural department, the guy that runs the football that's starting soon. No fucking answers. Ever. Okay, cool. Whatever. So also, I'm trying to, my foreign language credits didn't completely transfer, so I have to get my transcript and send it over to admissions, all this stuff. We're 2 months in, back and forth with admissions, and I can't ever get calls or email responses basically from them. My academic advisor didn't answer me for a while till I sent him a very strongly worded email basically saying that I could never recommend this university, and just in my professional experience, this was unacceptable and I would have fired anyone and everyone in my company. And the companies that I have run, if I had any managers or leadership positions the final instance for me, hold on, let's see. Steve-O says Dylan or Wilson Jr. Ooh, that's tough. I don't know exactly the Dylan. Are you talking about fantasy football? Or are you talking about... Let's get back to football. Then we'll get back to the college stuff here shortly. But Jackson 3-3 for 59 yards to open the game. Ravens looking to extend this lead and pull away here in the first quarter. We're hoping they can. Play action. Lamar looking deep. Looks like they're putting emphasis on it. Great pocket. Got a man short. That's going to be, I think, Ricard, who's just absolutely demolished by number 32 of the Lions. That's what I figured, fantasy. As soon as I saw Dylan, I was like, I'm pretty sure that's Green Bay's halfback, but I wasn't sure on the Wilson Jr. I was like, wait, isn't that a wide receiver? Didn't he play for the Cardinals at one point? Oh, that's tough. I'd take probably Dylan. ES says, what university do you go to? I go currently to Florida Gulf Coast University, the Cinderella from the basketball tournament, a few years ago. The team that was just alley-ooping and dunking on everyone, that was FGCU. I thought, looking at the university and a few things, they have a ton of potential. But just like classic Florida everything, most things in Florida are run very poorly. But all right, big 3rd and 7 here coming up for the Ravens. 8 minutes, 12 seconds here in the first quarter. He was with the Niners running back. Mozart on the... okay. Third down, blitz coming for the Lions. Jackson going deep, and we got an obvious miscommunication and a penalty. I'm going to be honest here, Ravens flock. I don't think this should be a penalty unless it's a holding call. But technically, that was an uncatchable. Okay, they're going to call an illegal contact call, which let's watch. Let's watch it back. All right, he's passed. I mean, I would call that more holding than illegal contact. But of course, like they're saying, if it was pass interference, the ball was uncatchable because the receiver ran the wrong route. So Ravens kind of get bailed out a little bit there. I think they're talking it over again. Oh, no. They're thinking about calling intentional grounding against the Ravens. So they're calling intentional grounding on the Ravens for throwing the ball away, which actually is a great call. And then we have the illegal contact on Mark Andrews, which is another good call. These are offsetting penalties. Replay the down. Guys, honestly, that's one of the best calls by the refs I've seen in a long time. Harbaugh doesn't like it, but I think that's a great call. Josh Allen through the first 10 minutes is 0-1 with an interception. Oh my God, I am so sorry. Chimera. 3rd down and 7. Zay Flowers in motion. He's going on a wheel route. Jackson finds a man over the middle. That's Bateman. And he's going to be down at the 49 of the Lions on the opposite side of the field. Rashad Bateman, my boy. Just sits down in the middle. Huge open hole in that defense. Steve-O says the Bills are getting worked, and they are. Touchdown, Ezekiel Elliott. Patriots now lead 10-0 over the Bills. Chimera, it's okay. Your Bills are just setting up for a good come-behind victory. You can't have a Super Bowl year without a good come-behind victory, right? Run up the middle by Gus Edwards, and oh my God. That's going to be Isaiah Buggs of the Detroit Lions. Number 96 just gets through the line and swallows Gus Edwards. That dude is huge. Steve-O says, I need LA Chargers and the Kansas City and Seattle first drive touchdown for 850. Dang. Steve-O, I'm going to say a prayer for you real quick. I'm hoping for you, my guy. I always hope my friends win money and are successful. So even though we've never really talked that much. Oh, there's another catch by Bateman. Let's keep the gif up. Down at the 30-yard line. Even though I don't even know you, Steve-O, I hope you win all the money and all your dreams come true, homie. Kiss the homie on the forehead good night. Mwah. I'm not gay, you're gay. Chimera says, please help. I can't take another year of this bullshit. And for anyone that's new viewing or watching, Chimera in our chat, one of our moderators, is our resident Bills fan. So he is having a bad day so far this Sunday. I'll be having a great day if we can come away with another touchdown here. Handoff, that's Edwards going left. That is some great blocking by Morgan Moses on the pull. That is the right tackle on the opposite side of the formation, left side, making a block and springing the halfback on what looked like a 9-yard run on the play. Oh my gosh. 2nd and 1. I'll be honest, guys. I really thought Hutchinson was going to have a bigger impact on this game so far. Play action fake, and Lamar Jackson with a little bit of a throw low and behind of Beckham. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 1. Oh, they need to shut up with this. They're talking about Lamar Jackson missing too many games. Well, yes, he has missed games technically. The injuries are always weird. And, like, now they don't put him at, they still let Lamar run, but the runs he gets to do are not nearly as risky. And that's one of my favorite changes to this offense by far so far. Hutchinson looked like he was lined up off sides, but they're not going to call it. Lamar Jackson scrambling. He finds a hole, and he's going to get to the 1st down marker. Let's go. Oh, my God. The Ravens O-line blocking for their life, but they are playing outstanding today. Let's count this down. Hold on. Ready? From snap. 1, 1,000. 2, 1,000. 3, 1,000. 4, 1,000. 5, 1,000. 6, 1,000. And he breaks pocket running. That's a 5-second pocket where he can step up into the pocket. 6 is where he starts running, basically. Like, that's all you can ask for as a freaking quarterback in the NFL. 5 seconds. 1st and 10. Zay Flowers in motion into the slot. Lamar Jackson getting pressured. He shakes off Hutchinson. Steps up, and he's going to run again. Oh, my God. Detroit fans have got to be a little upset at that point. Hutchinson had him. Lamar able just to shake him off. Doing his best Taylor impression. And able to scramble and gain about 3 yards on the play. Chimera says, this might get me canceled, but I think the Bills should move on from McDermott. As a great of a defensive mastermind as he is, he needs a good offensive coordinator to carry him to relevance, and Ken Dorsey is a bad offensive coordinator. I understand your pain, Chimera. I do truly. Like, 2nd and 7. Lamar Jackson got a man short left. That's going to be Odell, and Odell trying to make a man miss and get some extra yards. Unable to do so. Going to bring up a 3rd and short. Buzzard 2020 says, you're like a week behind. Yeah, Buzzard, my stream that I'm watching the game, I've noticed is generally about 50 seconds behind of the game. And of course, it's actually behind my game cast that I have up on the stream as well. But I'm not actually looking at the game cast. I have that up there purely for anyone that can't watch the game somewhere and they're looking for somewhere, to game cast as well. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to add value to my stream in any way I can. Lamar Jackson, by the way, just buying all the time in the world and got a man, Nelson Aguilar, in the back of the touchdown. And with that, the Ravens are going to take a 2-touchdown lead before the 1st quarter has even ended. Either Baltimore's about to have a great day or they're about to be set up for a huge letdown in the 2nd half. Forktail Devil says, Bayesian going to have his coming out party today. I, like yourself, really like Bayesian after the combine. I hope so. Is he getting a start today? Holy, dude, if he is, I'm about to get so excited. Like, oh my God. I was starting to honestly be a little sad about my draft analysis of the quarterback room and how it really didn't play out. My running back room, if you watched my pre-draft analysis, my running back room looks like the next all-stars of the NFL, starting with Devon Achane, who was one of my first guys. I've got guys like Tank Bigsby, oh my God, I'm trying to remember his name. Evan Hull, the kid out of Northwestern. I've got a lot of good running backs. Tyson Bagent. I got to look it up now. What? Tyson got his start today? Let's go! I'm so excited for that young man. All right, I knew it's a big stretch, especially how well Brock Purdy is playing now. But before the season, based off last season's Brock Purdy play, Tyson Bagent was my Brock Purdy prediction. to be honest with you. That was my like over the top, highly inflammatory, like out there prediction for my quarterback room. Now dude, what time is that game? Is that game on right now? If so, I'm going to start following that game so intensely. Like, oh my God. I'm going to it now. Dude, Forktail, you might have just like made my day, like with that. And the Bears are up 7-0. Let's go. Please be a touchdown by Bayesian. Please be a touchdown by Bayesian. Let's see. Hey, my boy Tyson's doing exactly what he did in college. He's not overly flashy, but he's pretty accurate and made good decisions. He's 5 of 6 for 24 yards, so not a lot of yards. Look at Dan Jones this a little bit. But high completion percentage. 1 rush for 10 yards, so he's not running for his life. Okay. Playing solid football. And that's what I predicted to Tyson. I think he could be a great game manager potentially later in his future. So, maybe he's got that potential, but he's just such an unknown guy. Like, no one knows about that college, and that college actually had about 3 players that came out this year. I think the left tackle was the other guy. I'm trying to remember the third player, but they had 3 players that had NFL level talent this year. So, all I can say is this: if Tyson Bagent goes out there and dominates this game and plays really well, I would be ecstatic. I would have to get me some Bears fans, get on board. Yeah, actually, so what's funny is where Tyson Bagent first caught my eye was at the NFL Combine. So even though he was supposed to be the first person on day 1 throwing, because he was such a small school guy, they let him go last. So that threw me off as I was taking my notes. I'm like, wait, why is the guy with the B last name going last? But grading his throws, I was like, man, these throws are pretty solid. Like, you know what? Let's see if I can go back and find my notes on Tyson Bagent at the NFL Combine. We got like pages and pages of notes here. There's the wide receiver drills. That's day 2 quarterback notes. Yeah. I agree. This is the grade for starting with the wide receivers. Different route concepts. Every wide receiver, every throw. As well as we started heading to the throws of every day 2 quarterback. I got to find my day 1 quarterbacks. Thank you. I do need to change the quarter. Where's my day 1s? There's my day 1 quarterback throw grades. Let's go. And that's a third. Our turnover on... I'm sorry, not turnover. Oh, do we have a flag? Sounds like it. Oh, no. Patrick Queen is down for the Ravens. Uh-oh. Patrick Queen is down. They're on injury timeout as we go to the punt team coming out. Oh, we got this guy back in here. I got to get back in my... Hold on. If Chimera didn't already. Hold on. I got to get this guy kicked out real quick. All right, we got to put in timeout, so all his messages go away. Sorry about that. Yeah, like Smasher. Sorry about that. I forgot to switch my quarterback up, so my apologies. Forktail says, yeah, Niners signed the T that played with Bayesian, but they cut him in the preseason. Yeah, I liked him. He had potential, but usually with those positions, it becomes a strength issue. Okay, we got him out there though. Yeah, so here we have the day one quarterback grades on throws and everything. I know it looks really sloppy. I was like, slowly as I did, he came back in under a different thing. That's funny. Put user in timeout. 30 minutes. Back to timeout he goes. We got him. We got him. Don't worry about it. I'm keeping an eye on him. But Bayesian, like in his slant throws, was one of the better slant throwers. Sadly, they didn't show a lot of his 12-yard out throws. They did show a lot of his rolled in, what's called a rolled in, which is like a 10-yard in throw. And again, he looked really good in the combine. Of course, where Bayesian started showing some problems was, of course, in the deeper balls. And it wasn't that they were bad. It's just, he might not have that elite level arm strength. On the go routes, his farthest ball hit at the 38-yard line. Looking across the numbers to try to like put that in perspective of like another quarterback that got drafted with similar arm strength in that draft, I'd have to put that probably around number 5, which was Haener, the Fresno State quarterback. If I had my day 2 notes, you could compare it more and better to a day 2 guy. But he had one of the weaker arms out of the day 1 quarterbacks. But he was highly accurate. And fair catch by Duvernay. That's a great catch and a huge punt by the punter of the Lions. That's going to put Baltimore back at, like, I think their own 5-yard line. But yeah, your boy did a lot of notes on the draft. The draft was something I was trying to do so much, and we were mid combine coverage, and one of my last things for the combine when I was live covering, my PC hit a blue screen of death, and we had to do a lot of work to my PC to get it back to even being manageable again. But again, thank you everyone for joining us today. If you don't mind, hit that like button for me. Like don't hurt you. Likes don't cost nothing. At least I'm not even asking you to hit the subscribe button and get notifications. But I appreciate thank you for the subscribe, D. Reeves. I appreciate you. Enjoy the dancing Poe. Jackson got a man deep. That's gonna be Odell Beckham Jr. with a huge catch at the 28-yard line. Getting some breathing room. Lamar Jackson looking outstanding today. 8 of 10 for 114 yards and a touchdown. Chimera says, of course, the Dawson Knox touchdown was called back due to penalty. That figures. I'm sorry, my guy. Forktail said, I've been telling everyone that if Bayesian gets a chance, Fields better be wary. That's actually, there was an article written by Chicago Tribune basically saying that exact thing, Forktail, 1 day ago. Empty backfield for the Ravens here on the 1st and 10. He's got so much time. He's going deep, and Mark Andrews almost with a great one-handed catch. And we've got a flag late on the play here. Let's see what it is. Bryant Culp joining us in. Smash that like button. How you doing, Bryant, my guy? Sorry I've been AFK for a while. I didn't even do my own stream last week. I'll be honest, every week, guys, I'm sitting there going, I'm like, man, do I even keep streaming? Like, is it worth it? Am I ever even going to get anywhere with this? I just got to have that faith, determination. I think I've been a little discouraged with how bad college went. I'm doing great in all my classes. I've got A's and B's in all my classes. I'm crushing my business law class with like a 90-something. Like, 1st and 20 after the holding penalty on Randall Stanley. A little bit of a bad throw by Lamar Jackson. Just trying to float one to Zay, and that's going to bring up a 2nd and 20 now. Oh, God, I got to go blow my nose. But I want to wait for like a punt or something. I already know the moment I step away, that guy's going to come back and start spamming in my channel. Oh, honestly, guys, too, I've been sitting here. I'm like, I'm really, I'd love to hear y'all's debate on this. I've got a little bit of extra money that came back from school as well. Hold on, sorry. Handoff. That's going to be Justice Hill up the middle. What a run by Justice Hill. Good run on what looks like maybe 7 yards. Maybe even 10. So I think it's going to bring up a 3rd and 11. But I'm heavily debating. Do I buy? I'm not going to have enough money for a PC rebuild, sadly. Do I buy a new Xbox X? Or do I go get the new MetaQuest 3, which I'm kind of leaning towards going and getting the new VR headset that came out like 10 days ago. And then, if I do, I might stream some VR content like the new football Madden game where you get to play from the quarterback's perspective. I'll absolutely be streaming that if I do. Lamar Jackson going deep left, and he's got Zay. Oh my God, Zay Flowers is lighting it up for me today in fantasy football, guys. Another big catch by the rookie, Joystick himself. And great job double teaming Aiden Hutchinson on the right side of the formation. Lamar's got all the time in the world right now. Like, the offensive line and the protection plan for this game is outstanding by Todd Monken so far. Like, I don't know about my fellow Ravens fans, Ravens flock. Of course, the offense has not been everything we wanted it to be. But in retrospect of Lamar Jackson not taking a single snap in the preseason, of course, his first season offense and all this, I'm pretty happy with what I've seen out of Todd Monken as an offensive coordinator in the NFL. There's still a lot of time, but I'm pretty happy with it. Like, I've seen some pretty good game planning. Chimera says, the Bills' offense is absolutely dysfunctional. Most penalties I've ever seen. The O-line is getting absolutely wrecked by the defense players, visibly not on the same page. It's so bad. Forktail says, why isn't Keaton Mitchell getting more runs? So Keaton Mitchell actually started the season on the short-term IR. I believe he just came back last week healthy. So he hasn't been healthy is what it is. And a lot of his added potential came as a special teams returner. And we saw that when I was at the Radium Stadium practice in the offseason. We saw Keaton Mitchell back there a good bit for the kick returns as well. So I don't think it's too small. He's just been a little hurt. And I think he fits the same mold as Justice Hill, which Justice Hill after this season might be a free agent. I'm not positive on that. So I think Keaton Mitchell is basically going to fill Justice Hill's role if Justice Hill ever goes anywhere. Which, I'll be honest, I think Justice Hill could have been a starting running back for several teams. I absolutely believe that. I love him. I love Gus Edwards. I don't think we ever, as much as I love Mark Ingram, I don't think we ever needed Mark Ingram. I think we just took away from some other our running backs, and of course we've had injuries and all this other stuff. But like I would tell people, if you cannot see the burst difference, the speed and acceleration difference between Kenyon Drake and Justice Hill, you don't know football. Maybe that's why my running back room on my pre-draft live special is looking so good. Maybe I've got an eye for running backs. But field goal by the Bills, Tyler Bass, bringing that game against the Patriots 10-3. Patriots still leading in that game. Ooh, my boy Zay Flowers got me 8 points. DJ Moore's got me 4. And Lamar's already got me 18. Can we talk about this too? CarCast 49ers, if you are still in here, CarCast 49ers, who's in my fantasy football league, tried to trade me Jordan Love for Lamar Jackson. I hope you can see the death and anger, disappointment. Oh, that's Patrick Ricard. He's wide open. The 300-pound fullback. That's going to be like a 30-yard gain. Just no one on him on the play. Officially a gain of 29 on the play. And he's basically helping block on the outside, and he just releases, and no one expects Patrick Ricard to release there because he has been helping block on the line so much. Wow, just so wide open. That's just, I don't even know what to think of that one, guys. Like, gosh, this is getting a little crazy. Oh, little flip. There's my boy Keaton Mitchell. We were just talking about him. There he is, his first run. And a big run for him. The young undrafted rookie free agent out of Eastern Carolina University. One of my South Carolina boys. Chimera says the Bills could easily be 6-0 with the right coaching. The level of talent both sides of the ball is insane. We don't have a good staff. Honestly, Chimera, I can't even argue with that point. You've got a really good talent team. Brian Culp says, make the trade. It's tight end season for love. Flowers with another catch, and that's another first down on the play. Ravens now at what looks like the 11-yard line. So looking to, the Ravens have out the yards difference. The Lions have 6 yards in the first half right now. The Ravens have over 200 yards right now. This is just, the Ravens are showing that they're a little mad about what happened against the Steelers. Lamar Jackson rolling out right. He's got Andrews on the play, and Andrews hits the pylon. Was he out of bounds? That's a touchdown. Let's go. And Ravens looking like they're going to take a 3-touchdown lead now. And we're not even halfway through the second quarter. And I don't want the Ravens to take their foot off the gas. I'm looking to see 70-3 game here. Like, it's National Tight End Day in the NFL, and Almark Andrews is putting on a show. Let's check back to our chat here. Tenchi Misaki says, I'm glad you decided to stream each week. I look forward to watching you. Man, Tenchi, why you gotta put me in my feels like that? Why you gotta put me in my feels like that? It's National Tight End Day. Your boy used to be a tight end. Let's go. Let's check here. It's in the word too. I kept telling people that Detroit has a weak schedule. People fell for the hype. You know, and this is actually the Ravens' hardest game so far of this season. The best team they've played so far. So this is supposed to be their first true test of, you know, playoff caliber teams. And they're coming out making a statement, I feel like, right now. Ednum CK says, watching the game online, I can tell by the play-by-play comments the Lions are not taking this game seriously. Need to play our best until the clock reads 0-0. Otherwise, the Ravens will beat the Lions. You know, Edmund, I wouldn't say they're not taking the game seriously. Just, this is one of the few games, the Ravens are finally getting healthy. The Ravens have been dealing with some short-term IR, so a minimum 4-game misses. At the very beginning of the season, we were playing with like 5th and 6th string corners, you know, undrafted rookie free agents plus starting at outside linebacker. As the Ravens have gotten healthier, we are now tied in the NFL for sacks, leading, I forgot with what, I believe the Bills actually, funny fact. So, you know, we finally got Marlon Humphrey back. Brandon Stevens, who is a former like 5th round pick, halfback turned safety turned corner in the NFL, has been the only player on the Ravens roster in some of these games playing 100% of the snaps. And even Marlon Humphrey has said he's playing at an all-pro level this year. So, and as we were just talking about earlier, the Ravens are showing a great game plan for Taylor Hutchinson, which I don't know, maybe, hold on. We got to get this guy out of the chat again. Hold on. Let me get up my YouTube app. Sorry. We're going to put him in a longer timeout now. He's going into the 24-hour timeout. You know, so the Ravens are just showing a really good game plan right now. Now, I will admit, one thing I'm a little concerned about for the Lions fans, for Lion Pride, is that dude, some of these holes in your zone defense are ghastly. Like the double clear out earlier we saw with Mark Andrews and I believe it was Odell Beckham or Zay Flowers, ridiculous. That Ricard catch, ridiculous. There are some open holes in this zone defense for the Lions that I'm head scratching for because I don't see the pressure to have holes like that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if maybe there's some miscommunication around the linebacker core because that seems to be where the holes are opening up, but it's not a good look. Mark says, same. 49er says 21-0. Congrats, Darwin. I appreciate it, my guy. Forktail says, yes, beat the Lions. Yeah. And Brian says, the feels. Oh, I ain't gonna lie, man. There's an anime I've been watching recently that had me in my feels. Like, straight up in my feels. If you haven't watched Tokyo Revengers, oh, the wind's picking up, guys. The ball literally just fell off the tee here in M&T Bank Stadium. But pardon me one sec. I've got to go blow my nose before I lose my mind, and I'm going to take another dab because, yeah. Anti-chair stream as BRB. Trips left for the Lions. Handoff going right and nowhere really to go there. The Lions are just blowing smoke. Goff blitzing, let's go! That's Arthur Mullet! A guy that literally was like practice squad, borderline roster, came to us from the Steelers, and he has played outstanding for the Ravens. Goff never sees the blindside corner blitz coming, and the Ravens are just... And if you don't... For anyone that's not watching the game right now, the corner blitz came, linebacker came, Travis Jones, a 300 defensive tackle, dropped into the underneath coverage to take the slants away. That's the type of blitzes we're seeing from Mike McDonald. Goff under pressure, finds a man, and that's going to be Sam Laporta, close to a first down, but probably about 4 yards short on the play. And that's another thing. So, guys, Ravens are tied with the Bills coming into this game for 11 sacks, leading the NFL. That's not the amount of sacks. I forgot the amount of sacks. It's like 20-something, I think. Anyway, but the thing is this. The Ravens have 11 different players that have a sack. That's the most in the NFL. So, the Ravens aren't getting their sacks through just having better pass rushers. They're showing that Mike McDonald is a great defensive coordinator, and he is scheming up. And if you have not watched the Ravens games, go and listen to like players like Michael Pierce, who got his first sack the other day. You know, the players have been very vocal about how good Mike McDonald has been about giving every single player, having like basically a play for every single player on that defense to make a play, essentially. And they love it. They feed off that energy, and they love the dude. Like, couple that, I believe, what was his name? Chuck. I'm so sorry if I'm going to mess up his name. It's not Chuck Smith. The Ravens made another great hire this offseason. They brought in a pass rushing specialist. This guy used to run pass rushing camps, like his own camp where all players across the NFL would come to him. He was known as the pass rushing guru, and the Ravens brought him onto their staff this season. I don't know how much they paid him, and it was one of those ones where, again, I wish I was streaming more so I could just be like, guys, can we talk more about this? Like, this could be page off huge dividends later in the season, especially for guys like David Ajabo and Odafe Owe. Eden says, Lions fan here. Even though the Bears are winning right now, a strange NFL day. Lions need a butt kicking to stop clowning in the press and take each team seriously. You know, maybe this will be a good wake-up call for your Lions. You know what, though? You just made me interested. I got to go back and check on my Bears now. So, Eden, I don't know if you were in here. I did a pre-draft, and for anyone that's in here, the one thing I love more than anything in the world, football-wise, is the draft. I love the draft. It's a lot of different factors. Your boy left Disney World to go watch the draft when I was at grad night in high school. Let's put it that way. I am that serious about the draft. If there was one job I could have in football, it would be to be a scout for the Baltimore Ravens. I would love to be a scout for the Baltimore Ravens. Let's just say this. The Baltimore Ravens officially do have my resume on file. Let's just put it that way. So that's the dream here. That's one of the reasons why I have this football channel as well. But so I did a pre-draft special where I covered 5 to 6 players at every single position group. I did an offense special and a defense special. It's under my live section. Go back, check it out. One of my quarterbacks, and of course, the entire special is also based around people that are not going to be first round picks. I don't want first round picks. That's the easy stuff. The real deep and meat of a team is made in like the 4th and 5th rounds. Oh, that's where it gets really good, where you can just find stars and you got them for 4 years. And that's a GM's wet dream, is to have an all pro Pro Bowl player, that rookie 4th round pick, and you've got him on a cap friendly deal for minimum 4 years. But my boy Tyson Bagent is getting his start for the Bears today. And the Bears are up 14-0. He's 9-12 for 62 yards. He's game managing, which is exactly what all I wanted from him. Let's go. That's exactly what I predicted his style to be. He doesn't have an elite arm strength. That's going to be a quarterback keeper going right. Good blocking on the right. And Lamar Jackson, a little jump over someone, and 96 on the defense, kind of messing with Lamar, trying to pop the ball out, laughing with him, Lamar turned around like, what you doing, man? And he's like laughing, like, come on. Chimera says, go Lions for the comeback. Chimera, the betrayal. By the way, Lamar Jackson, 14-17, 207 yards and 2 touchdowns on the day so far. Chimera says, I can't root for my own team at the moment, so I'll root for the Blue Kitty Buddies. Chimera, and I thought we were friends. Gus Edwards off the right side. He's got a lane. Oh my God! It looked like it was going to be a gain of 4, ladies and gentlemen. And he just powers through, and gain of, God, what was that like? Hold on, I'm going to count this down real quick. 20. A gain of 20 on the play. Great blocking. Morgan Moses gets to the second level. Zay Flowers might have got a little bit of a hold there, but he let go and threw his hands up, said, whoa, I let go. Not me. Steve-O says 49 watching, only 14 likes. I know, that's how it be. I hit 15,000 views the other day, or 15,000 reaches, and I only had like 1% were subscribed to my channel. If I could turn my average viewers into subscribers. Oh, Justice Hill with a big run! Let's go! God. Get my boy Justice Hill's gif up on the board. And honestly, that's one of those ones, like they're saying right there, he's not even touched, guys. Not even touched. They are struggling to find answers right now in this run defense. Quarterback. What the heck is the Lions defense doing? A huge gain by Mark Andrews on the right, but what that was one of the dumbest plays I've ever seen. Like coverage wise. Hold on, guys. I'm getting this guy out of here. But sorry, we got him out. Oh, we got to get another one out, I think. Okay, there we go. Lamar Jackson, play action. Rolling left, going back end zone. Misses Mark Andrews. Archie Yellow says Lions are still the same Lions. Man, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of rough to watch for y'all. It's the word says Lions are nothing, all hype, are beating mediocre teams. T&L Edit says go Ravens, might be day of upsets. Let's go. Bebop says same old sorry ass Lions. Man, y'all shitting on the Lions so much. I'm not gonna lie though. That I want to talk about that play as soon as we score this touchdown. All right, Gus Edwards in for the touchdown. Hold on, let me put my Gus the Bus gif up, and we're gonna discuss real quick that horrible breakdown by the Lions defense, and then I'll go back to my comments. So I want to address the play on the Mark Andrews catch. So Ravens were lined up on the right hash mark on the play. They ran what looked like a quarterback power right? So they're already on the right side. There was not a lot of room. So the entire D-line and linebackers are shifting. They're staying actually pretty well containment-wise on the play. I'm like, hey, that's not a quarterback keep. There's no way they would game plan call that. That's just not that's not what they've been doing on a big like 1st and 10. It doesn't make sense. Like I was literally thinking this as I'm watching, and I'm like, that's not going to be a quarterback run. And then of course Mark Andrews pops out. No one from the Lions is even near the play on the secondary level. And it's a huge easy catch by Mark Andrews. Bro, I'm trying really hard. All right. We're going to talk to Detroit specifically, and the defense of the Detroit Lions and the coaching. I am trying my hardest right now to not shit talk your Lions. But when I watch that horrible of a defensive breakdown, and the Ravens are coming to town, this isn't like a sleeper game. This is a game I expect the coaching staff to have prepped for. And don't get me wrong, my Ravens are calling a good game, but like, no, this is bad. Like, Lion players, stop going out and drinking before the games. Like, I don't know what happened to them. This is bad. Let's get this score updated. Bro. Eden says, I'm visiting my daughter in Chicago. They're winning 14-0. I know, I saw Tyson Bagent. Still not big numbers, but he's game managing pretty well, it looks like. Tough Tyler says, let's fucking go, Ravens Nation. Mob Fog proud. Catch me outside the bank. Baltimore. 28-0. I know, it's getting crazy here in Baltimore. Yeah, I know, Adam. I'm a little delayed. It's so the score you see, of course you can see the game cast, but the score that you're seeing on the board itself is something, and like the quarter, for example, is something I have to just constantly manually update in my OBS software as like a text graphic. And again, I apologize because I don't know why, even when I pay for NFL Plus to watch the games and all that, my game is still like somehow 50 seconds on average behind most other people somehow. I don't know how. And it's always like the same or behind even the game cast, which is nuts to me. So I apologize. I'm trying really hard to get like everything more up to speed so it would be better to watch the game and listen to me. But it's, Your boy used to know Ron Hill, the former vice president of NFL operations. I sent an email a long time ago before Peyton Manning got his show about alternative to current broadcasting methods and entertainers, essentially. Basically saying how everyone hated the current broadcasting staff and people on all the shows, and how if honestly you just went to Twitch and YouTube personalities, it would do a lot better. And then literally the next year, Peyton Manning and Eli got their show. And then, of course, Pat McAfee got their show. And then I sent an email to YouTube like, hey, you need to give Tom Grossi these same exact rights. The Grossi posse and the Pat cast would be an absolute asset to this. And I'm telling you, you could go even further with this, and gave them some other ideas. But, fun fact, guys. All right, but let's check here. New England up 13-3 now on the Bills. Oh my God. The Bryant Colt Detroit is who we thought they were. You know what? The Giants are winning? The 1-5 Giants? What? 2nd and 10. Jared Goff here. Little pass to the halfback. It's kind of more of a design screen. Oh, and he gets away from Roquan. And that's going to be a good first down. That's Raymond on the first down. Strange NFL day. Hey, it's National Tight End Day. Let's check, though, my boy Tyson Bagent getting his first start today. I'm so excited. He was my sneak pick. My guy who I predicted to be 7th rounder undrafted and maybe be able to make a career in the NFL. So let's go scouting career. Oh, Jared Goff on the naked boot going right. He's got a man. That's Amon St. Brown and Kyle Hamilton trying to knock that ball out. Good job by Brown to cover it up. Fake toss, boot right with a drag by Amon St. Brown. That looks like what I'm used to seeing from the Lions play calling wise. A first down, 6:30 here. Lions getting their second first down of the game compared to Baltimore's 16. Blitz coming. Oh, Kyle Hamilton almost gets Goff. Goff having a run, and he's not going to get to the sideline. He's pushed out of bounds by Kyle Van Noy, the recent signing, the veteran. And that's actually should count as a sack technically because he got pushed out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. So Kyle Van Noy, I believe, going to be credited with a sack on the play. TNL Edit says, Bills just got lucky. They be losing right now. Who you got? Dolphins versus Eagles in Philly. Oh, that's going to be such a good game. Hold on one sec. I'll call that right after this. 2nd and 12. Goff, short pass left, and I look like it was tipped at the line of scrimmage. Bringing up a 3rd and 12. Honestly, I think Miami gets humbled in Philly. But honestly, I love Mike McDaniels. I'm telling you guys, I'm trying to get my videos better, and I'm more of a Facebook guy, so I'm trying to get all my Facebook stuff exported to Twitter, which of course they don't intertwine very well. I've got so many GIFs of like Mike McDaniels and like all little videos, and just I think he's hilarious. I love him as a coach, honestly. Short pass, Goff, and going to be, of course, way short of the line to gain. Brandon Stevens on the coverage. And 4th down coming up. Jared Goff, 4-8 for 40 yards. Absolutely been pressured today. Eden says, sports betting influencing these games. Hey, man, there's a lot of people that'll say the NFL is an entertainment industry. By definition, just like a casino, they're allowed to fix the odds however they choose to. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? The lights getting turned off on my Ravens versus the Niners. Super sus. Super sus. Saints bounty gate plus their spy gate. The FBI investigated them for wiretapping. Sus. 4th and 8 here. They're going for it. Jared Goff, he's going to go deep on the play. And Arthur Mullet, great coverage on the play. And that's going to be a turnover on downs with 4:50 here in the second quarter, with Baltimore leading 28-0. Dude, at this rate, Baltimore might take out their starters at halftime. Legitimately. Chimera says, truthfully, I wish to not exist in this realm any longer. Chimera, I'm sure Lions fans at this moment are feeling exactly the same way as you. So, Steve-O says, I got Miami +3. F those unis. Man, Steve-O, it's like I want Miami to win, but I got a weird feeling that defense of the Eagles is going to show up today. Of course, Philly is one of the most volatile places on this planet to play. I tell everyone this. I've never gone to Philly. I've never played anything in Philly. The one thing I know is you do not want to go to a Philadelphia Eagles game wearing the jersey of the opposing team, especially if said opposing team beats the Eagles. They will piss on your car. They will heckle you every step of the way home. If you ain't got someone with you that can fight, or a cops ain't nearby, bro, you best be ready for some shit. Like, they go shit on it in a bag, light it on fire, and leave it next to your car. Let's put it that way. That's how Eagle fans be sometimes. I'm sorry, Eagle fans. If you're not one of those Eagle fans, I apologize for your other fan base. We're supposed to be friends, too. We're supposed to be like both bird friends. You know what I'm saying? We're both East Coast birds, you know? Chimera says, at least this is our first year. Oh, Wade Tuckness, thanks for the subscription, my guy. Appreciate you. Chimera says, at least this is their first year. We've been playing second fiddle for 4 years now. Dude, Chimera, the Ravens have been there for a long time. We've been kind of subpar for a long time. Oh, that's a horrible. So, guys, if you're not watching the game right now, that was a horrible missed call by the refs. One of the Ravens players was absolutely draped all over the Detroit wide receiver. We are probably going to see tons of GIFs and videos of that later on Twitter and be like, the Ravens get this call, but the Lions can't get this. Be wary of that. We might see a second half flip like crazy. Someone was talking about the games like to be a little rigged. I doubt it, man. This is a mollywhopping, as someone said earlier. And a good run by Gus Edwards, but we've got a flag on the play now. Is this a makeup play flag? Holding on the offense. Is this where it starts? Don't you start with me, NFL. My heart cannot take this. If the NFL scripts flip this game on me, I swear to God, I might have a heart attack today, guys. Hi, Nani Boo. Hi, Boo Bear. My sweet Boo Bear. My dog's here. This will be a fight in that. There will be a fight in that joint. Yee, go Ravens. I know, right? So 1st and 20 after the holding penalty. I know, Nani Boo. Come up. Yeah, you don't want to come up. Lamar Jackson got plenty of time. Going deep right. He's got Mark Andrews wide open hole, and that's going to be a 22-yard gain on the play. On a 1st and 20, gain of 22. Lamar Jackson, 15 and 19 for 229 yards, having a career day right now. Looks like he's starting to really feel this offense a little bit more. And that literally just looked like a flood concept, if I'm not mistaken, on the right side. Like, doggo? Yeah, my doggo. But she doesn't like to be picked up, so... Sometimes if she'll jump up on my chair a little bit, I'll put her on camera, but... Edwards, run up the middle, and that's a solid gain. Looks like maybe 5 yards on the play. She is an adorable doggo. The best doggo. She doesn't really like people, though, sadly. I wish she was a little more friendly with people, but... And, man, look at the first 4 possessions for the Ravens. Touchdown, 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 touchdown. TNL, as it says, 400-plus yards if he stays in this game. Yep. Absolutely. But Oh, God, I'm going to bring up a stat line I shouldn't after this. Rushing yards, Detroit has 11 rushing yards to Baltimore's 111. And that's another catch. Is that Odell? No, that's Zay. And that's going to be, 9 yards on the play? Yep. First and inches, it looks like, probably. So a stat line we talked about before this game, and I have it written right here. Baltimore in the last 2 games has had no second half touchdowns. This could continue for a whole different reason. But, Hutchinson with a little spin move, and Lamar just has to get rid of it. And that's actually going to be a loss of yards. Finally, a good play by the Detroit Lions defense. 4th and what looks like maybe now 3. And looks like Lamar might stay out here trying to go for it. Yeah, they're just going to take the 2-minute warning probably. Oh, we got a late flag, though. Oh, roughing the passer. And honestly, I was wondering about that. Oh, that's an absolute right call. He dove at his legs. That's absolutely a good call. Like, look at that. His helmet is in Lamar's crotch. He's at his knees. And Lamar's like, yeah, right after the play, animated at the ref by saying, hey, dude, my halfback blocked him, spun out. I put the ball away. He then took 1 or 2 steps, lowered his head, and then dove at Lamar Jackson's head and knees, or knees basically. Yep, and like the NFL analyst said, it's a good call, but he didn't like that it was a late call. Like, they called it late, but I mean, honestly, we've seen that twice now by the refs, and honestly, I appreciate it. I would rather the refs take a second to think, oh, we've got a fumble on the play. Oh, and the Lions got it. Oh, the fumble problems continue for Baltimore. But I don't know about y'all. Let me ask chat. Would you rather the refs take a extra second when they can to truly examine and think about a play to get the call right than just, continue a very fast-paced game? I kind of think I'd just like earlier where they were actually there was 2, they gave Ravens a penalty, and then they were actually the Ravens had they committed a penalty, so they offset. I actually thought, and the rules analyst was that's a great call, honestly. It was a fumble, Forktail. It was a fumble between the handoff of Justice Hill and Lamar Jackson on the play. So that might be a key thing to keep an eye on. I don't know who was officially at fault there. 2 minutes, 13 seconds on the clock. Lions going to get this ball back at the 25. Game now at the 28, it looks like, of their own. And with that, we're going to officially hit the 2-minute warning. And Chimera agrees. Take the extra time. I want the game to be fair as possible. I agree. And I feel like the refs are kind of taking that approach today. And I kind of like it a lot more. I appreciate it. Because like the rule analyst said, even though the call was a little late, it was the correct call. And because of the incompletion and the huddle and all this and having to get the game clocks, they had a second to look at it, think about it, probably look up, watch the replay, and by rule definition, that was. And Forktail agrees, definitely just take the time. The play is too fast. Immediately get everything right. Exactly. And there's so many errors that are happening that are really influencing games that, one, fans are getting very suspicious about tampering and rigging of games. That might help silence that a little bit, NFL. Cough, cough. And 2, the calls have gotten so bad, and the amount of complaints by head coaches at the end of the season, officially to the NFL, around the time of owner meetings, essentially, where owners can bring up their complaints, and submit new rules, that we have even contemplated the fact that coaches could potentially, or they used to for a while, challenge certain penalties even. Because they've been getting it wrong so many times and so badly and heavily influencing games. Where again, hey, instead of really slowing down the pace with a challenge. How about just take 5 seconds after the play to go, holy crap, they've got a 100-foot by 70-foot Jumbotron TV where they're showing slow motion replay and the live okay, yeah, I might have got that one wrong. Like, it's that easy. Like, home team advantage for the sure, though, a little bit, but. Chimera says, imagine the Lions actually come back. Dude, I would be horrified. And like I said, that's where I'm saying my heart can't take that, guys. So we're not even going to really talk about it. But like I said, the one stat line that was like one of the main talking points before this game that we covered was that technically there have been no second half touchdowns by the Baltimore Ravens offense in the past 2 games. You know, of course, they got Gronk doing the halftime report today since it's National Tight End Day. It's pretty funny. Josh Allen is 9 of 16 for 99 yards and an interception. Mac Jones is 11 of 14 for 123 yards. All right, Lions getting their 2-minute drill started here. 2nd and 7. Goff looking right, got a man, and he's going to get out of bounds, stopping the clock. That's Amon St. Brown, and they're going to give him, I believe, a first down. And of course, guys, big story to watch. Lions get the ball to start the second half is something you can't forget about. TNL Edit says, can't beat Arkansas chicken. Can't beat Arkansas chicken. I'm a little confused by that comment, to be honest with you. But I used to live in Arkansas, so I do miss me some Arkansas barbecue, so. Gibbs with the run off the left side. And, they didn't give him a first down, so Gibbs just did that for a quick first down. No huddle, of course. All right, here we go. Good pass rush. Goff looking right. Great throw and even better catch there by the tight end, Sam Laporta. So I don't even know if I covered Sam Laporta in my draft coverage special because he was just already talked about so much. But officially 13-3 Patriots Bills at the halftime. I'm sorry, Chimera. At least it's not as bad as Lions, dude. At least you're not a Lions fan right now. All right. They went from an empty set to bringing Gibbs back into the backfield, probably for protection. Ravens in a very interesting pass rushing formation, in my opinion. We'll talk about that in just after this play. And Brandon Stevens, great pass breakup on the pass intended for Amon St. Brown. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and 3 now. Clock stopped with 1:26 on it. So what the Ravens are doing is they're putting one guy over the right tackle on a 5 technique, basically lining him up outside the left shoulder or right shoulder of the right tackle. Then what they're doing is taking the other 3 guys and bunching them over the left tackle. So there's an obvious stunt or power rush combo coming from the right side every time. They didn't line up in that formation this time, but I mean, kind of shaded a little that way, but not really. Pressure, Goff, and he gets the ball away, gets his man on the right side on a corner route, out of bounds too, and we've got a flag on the play, and that's Reynolds with the catch. And looks like it's going to be against the Ravens, so we expect that catch to stand. Yep. They're going to call holding on Marlon Humphrey on the underneath route. That was a good call. Actually, you could have called holding, in my opinion, on Brandon Stevens, who was covering Reynolds on that corner route as well. But, either way, good call by the refs. They could have called it on either player there, in my opinion. Yeah, TNL Edits. I used to live in Bentonville. I was actually the charter coordinator for the University of Arkansas, so I got to meet also LSU, USC, and Tennessee. Blitz coming for the Ravens. Gets picked up. Got a man. Oh! Had a man shot Amon St. Brown, but he dropped it, and we've got another flag on the play. And we've got penalty flags flying now constantly. That's going to be a holding on the offense this time against the Lions. And that's going to be against Penei Sewell, I believe, the left tackle. No, that's right tackle. I'm sorry. Yep, that's a hold on Broderick Washington rushing for the Ravens. So good job by Broderick, the guy we signed to an extension to draw the holding play. Ravens look like they might bring some pressure here on the 1st and 20. Little bit of communicating going on from Patrick Queen to Arthur Mollett. Blitz doesn't come. There's a screen. Oh, that's a good coverage. And Kyle Hamilton comes flying in on the play. Great tackle by the sophomore. And 105 and counting here in the second quarter. Goff trying to get his guys lined up. And we'll go back to the comments here in just a second, guys. Just, they're in a no huddle, so a lot going on here. Goff going over the middle. That ball looked like it bounced off the ground. They're going to rule it a catch, though. Let's watch. Oh, Harbaugh cannot challenge it. Only 35 seconds, and the refs are going to challenge it themselves. The Ravens are going to call a timeout, probably hoping that the refs challenge it. That's probably a pretty good, smart call, and it's a 3rd and 3, so get the line called up. Finally, let me give credit where credit's due. That's a good timeout by John Harbaugh. You've got all 3 timeouts. You've got so many timeouts to spare right now with less than a minute left in this game. Burn them. Not only is it a critical defensive situation, but it's also a good chance to give potentially the refs, and they can show, they're showing in the replay right now. That looks like it's a no catch, in my opinion. It looks like his hands are more on top of the ball and on the outsides, and that ball is being held into his chest by the ground. Harbaugh is looking like, come on, man. Come on. That's not a case telling the ref. Get that. We're going to get the Harbaugh. Come on. Come on. Yeah, and they're saying now that's why Harbaugh took the timeout. He wanted them to be able to challenge it. That's going to get a Harbaugh head shake. Goff pressure by Matabike, and he literally just drops the ball. They're saying it's incomplete. I would say it's almost intentional grounding. Trying to set up a screen, so I guess they're going to say it's an underhand cat throw. But Matabike on top of Jared Goff. Him and Clowney caught on a stunt on the right side, and Matabike just rips through his guy. And, yep, we're going to get an intentional grounding, so that's going to bring up a 4th down and back him up. Let's go. Get the Matabike up here. All right, let's go back to I missed some of these comments here. Let's go back here. The NFL seems to really protect officials, almost coddling. Even when PI was reviewed one season, they never overturned any PI calls. Obviously, they were. They really do. It's because also they have their own... So here's where it gets crazy. The refs have their own union. The refs union, most of the refs are over a certain age where they can be included in discrimination by age. So in between the ages of 18 and I think 60 something, you cannot be discriminated based upon your age. So the problem became the NFL some major league tried to get rid of a ref that was 72 years old, basically saying his age impacted his job. Him and the union sued the major league organization for age discrimination and won, which then the union used as a very powerful tool to basically always make it that. So that's another reason why you only see older people as refs in the NFL, is because the union requires certain things to be an NFL ref, and those requirements usually dictate so many years of experience at other levels, which of course I get to a certain degree, but also it's one of those ones, it's a good, but it also inhibits. It's like if you looked at everything political and said, no, only 60-year-olds and up can only run for office, even though that's what's in office. But, so that's part of the issue there. 2 Cent says, damn it, line's been exposed. Kanya, finally those lines been exposed. Chimera says, dream scenario, Giants fire Brian Daboll after finishing as worst team in the league and Bills hire him as the new head coach. Ooh, that's a hot take, Chimera. We'll have to see how the Bills Mafia feels about that. I got to refresh my game. Watson pass concussion protocol? That doesn't happen often. Wink, wink. Let's see here. Adam says, "I love the NFL. I want an honest, entertaining, well played game. I can no longer watch Chiefs games because games are corrupt in Chiefs' favor." It does look pretty bad in that sense. Golf having to step up. There's a flag. Amon St. Brown open. Would be a first down, but there's a penalty. It looks like a holding call, and Ravens are already pointing, and that's on the. Yeah. Oh my God, that's a. Yeah, not only is that a holding call, that's an illegal hands to the face. Odafe Owe, it looks like, on the pass rush. Absolutely dominating. Sewell, the right tackle of the Lions, is absolutely getting destroyed. You can vocally say he is the weak point right now for the Lions. And he's coming off the field with his helmet off on 4th and a mile. Punt team coming out. Lions fans got to have some discussions about that right tackle position a little bit. Edmund says Lions will rebound and win today. It's hard to root for you, but, at the same time, this is hard to watch for you. Forktail Devil says, so strange how DeBoll looked good last year, and this year he looks like a high school coach, not sure why. So I can explain that a little bit. So we got 5 seconds left. Ravens are probably going to need it. We're probably heading into halftime, and we'll get the halftime report. So let's talk about that a little bit. So just like the Vikings. The Vikings last year won almost more games than anyone in the league by a slim margin. While that all shows like a clutchness, it also is a model that is not repeatable easily. The Giants had a similar model. They won a lot of close games. The Giants needed to make a lot of moves. Like I joke with some of the Niners guys. I would be like, okay, don't get me wrong, the Giants suck. But next level Gen Sats kind of show Dan Jones isn't horrible. But the O-line of the Giants has been horrible. The owner has been very vocal. No matter what franchise quarterback you have, unless you can protect him, it does not matter. And that's why he let Dan Jones get another chance. The second part of that is always like, guys, everyone knows Holiday was a horrible signing and they had to cut him. Other than Darius Slayton, who was injured all the time, and I've never had that much, or whoever, tell me another wide receiver on that roster. You know what I'm saying? The offense has never had any help. They brought over our defensive coordinator who looked good for one season, Don Wink Martindale. But of course, Wink has shown sometimes some resistance to change. I think last year he did it more change just to spite Baltimore and the coaches and the criticism. But, I don't know if that stays true in the long run. So there's a couple different, man, I wish, it's one of those ones, I wish I had done, one of the things we did in the offseason, I have a playlist for it, is we did a state of the franchise where I played GM of different franchises, and I would ask people, hey, what team do you want me to play? Basically mock trades, salary cap, free agent signings, all the different cap work, just everything for the season to set your team up for the not only the next best year, but also potentially like 3 years or so. Because a GM not only looks for that year, but the future of the franchise. And I covered a few different teams, and I kind of wish I would have covered the Giants a little bit, to be honest with you. Eden says a lot of penalties called against the Lions. You know what, though, Eden? I'm not going to lie. Every penalty I've seen called has been a good penalty. But to your credit, like I talked about earlier, and even the analyst showed it, there was some really bad miscalls against my Ravens that would have favored your Lions, like illegal contact or holding calls. So they're making good calls, but they're also missing some. So we might see this game get slowed down even more in the second half by penalties. But every penalty has been a good penalty so far. I can't really argue with any of them. Chimera says, I think it's... Oh, actually, hold on. I skipped some people. EMC squared says, I knew the Lions were pretenders. Chimera responding to Forktail says, I think it's the Giants O-line. They are historically bad. They made the playoffs for a reason last year. He is that reason. Forktail Dev says, oh, terrible O-line. Definitely explains. Yeah, Forktail, actually, the owner, I believe his name's Jim Mora of the Giants, I believe it was 2 years ago, basically came out and said, here's the deal, guys. I think Dan Jones could be a franchise quarterback. So there's some deep level next stats that show that. But he's running for his life, and he's not supposed to be a running quarterback. I want a pocket quarterback. That's what I drafted him for, and he's having to run for his life. But all right, we're going across the NFL real quick. Sorry here, we just missed some stuff. So Browns taking on the Colts today. Of course, Watson entered NFL concussion protocol, cleared from it, something that we don't see very often. Looks like Cleveland up, or no, I'm sorry, they're going to change that right there. Another rushing touchdown for Gardner Minshew on the day. Oh my God, they're still going back and forth. I'm trying to wait for the final score here. And that's a sack by Myles Garrett in the end zone for a safety. Officially, it is Cleveland 24-21 with 1:42 left in the second half. Of course, we've been following this one a little bit today. Patriots taking on the Bills. And the Patriots are somehow making the Bills look bad today. Maybe the Patriots got some practice tape on the Bills. Patriots are up 13-3 on the Bills, and they're in the third quarter already. Moving over to our Giants, where the Giants look like they're trying to put something together today, but they're taking on the Commanders. We predicted this as one of the worst games of the season, or the games today. Not Dan Jones, Tyrod Taylor looking pretty good in there. Maybe that's what they needed, a little bit of change at quarterback. They're up 14-0 on the Washington Commanders at halftime. Of course, we're really excited. My boy Tyson Bagent getting his first start in Chicago. They're up 14-3 on the Raiders at halftime. The cockroach man, what it do? Welcome in, my guy. Chimera says the Lion slander in here is crazy. What's even crazier, Chimera, is I got a lot of Lion fans in here. But Aiden Hutchinson has been well game for by the Ravens. Some zone defense of the Lions defense has been absolutely exposed. The right tackle of the Lions, Sewell, is again getting exposed by the pass rush of the Ravens, which is finally getting healthy. We're finally got Odafe Owe back. We've got Clowney playing the best football of his career right now, looking like an absolute stud signing by the Ravens. So Cockroach Man says, if you think the Ravens, if they got 7 oranges in their shopping carts at the store and it's $5.40, who we going up to the Super Bowl in my pop? What? I was so confused. You think that Ravens, if they... Hey, what up, Daniel Barry's highlights? Bebop says the black helmets look cool. I know, Bebop. My favorite is the all blacked out uniform. We wear it sometimes. We've worn it in the playoffs, I believe, once when we had home field advantage. I love the black uniforms. I think it just looks so clean, bro. Like, oh. I don't know if he's asking who we go up against the Super Bowl, but it's got to be the obvious choice is the Niners right now in the NFC. Looking across, I think the Ravens absolutely have every chance to make the run to the Super Bowl this year. We haven't played the Chiefs, so we got to see how the refs treat us against the Chiefs game. The AFC, where there's a little bit of head scratching going on. Like everyone's head scratching a little bit at the Bengals, every head scratching at the Bills. But in my opinion, we talked about it in some of our past streams. I felt like the Bengals and the Bills didn't do enough this offseason to like make themselves like the runaway choice. The Niners kind of did it last year on their side when they went and got Christian McCaffrey. That kind of was their big move. the Eagles had draft picks and they made trades, and their trade, the DeAndre Swift trade looks like a pretty good trade. Carter looking pretty good right now. He's looking like a possibly, generational D tackle. Like, Forktail, is that algebra, my guy? Nah, it's calculus. It's calculated. Chimera says, my brain says 49ers versus Dolphins. Oh, I did give some disrespect there to the Dolphins. And the AFC, I think it's Dolphins, Chiefs, Ravens. On the NFC side, okay, let me put it in perspective. We're going to put this in order. I think it's in order. Man, I think it's because I think the Dolphins are going to make another move before the trade deadline. Mark my words. And if the Chiefs make a move, they might change this a little bit. But I think it's Ravens, Dolphins, Chiefs on the AFC side. On the NFC side, I think it's Niners, Eagles. Fuck. I'm sorry. Who they're playing today. Oh, they're playing Dolphins. I'm sorry. Yeah, on the NFC side, I think the other one's got to be maybe the Seahawks, probably. So let's talk about it. Where do you think Caleb Williams is going? I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of already, guys. I'm such a much of an NFL draft freak that I'm already excited for the next NFL draft. We're not even halfway through the season yet, and I'm already like, man, this team's got draft capital. Wonder who they're going to trade off to get more draft picks. Like, Sticks dropping in with the Sasuke picture. My Lions crying emote. Chimera says, my heart says Cowboys versus Bills. And then drops Dolphins, Chiefs, Jaguars as his top three in the AFC. His top three in the NFC, Niners, Lions, Eagles. Man, Chimera, you gonna literally put the Lions as your number 2 right now while being in this stream? Chimera, I know you want the upset. I know, like, they're somehow your deep brother in blue, and you wanted them to go deep in the playoffs last year, and we were with you on that. But Chimera, my boy. Stick says, Chimera, you my boy for putting the Lions there. I think Chimera is just, we're going to play some Bo Burnham. Just pandering. Old school pandering. He's pandering while they're slandering. Stick says support him. I do support Chimera. I do support Chimera. Oh, man. I tell you guys, you know what's rough? It's rough. Doing calculus, the derivatives of exponential equations and shit like that, as a 33-year-old that's been out of any type of math class for over 7 years. Marshall Van Stee says, look like the Lions brought out our high school football team today. Honestly, like, I've been talking about it. Like, I don't understand what's going on with your Lions. I can identify on tape what's going on. You've got horrible holes in your zone. I don't know if it's due to miscommunication or slow play by the linebackers. Aiden Hutchinson is getting game planned for really well, and it doesn't look like the defense has planned a counter plan for when he's game planned for, essentially. And I have not seen an adjustment for that. The right tackle of the Lions, Sewell, is getting dominated right now. He is getting taken advantage of between stunts and just being physically overpowered, which I think was maybe one of Sewell's things coming out of college, if I remember correctly. upper body strength, but he was an excellent technician out there in Oregon. Of course, he played left tackle at Oregon. More of a finesse blocker than a strength blocker, but just in that type of offense. But Chimera says, I also think the Ravens collapse late in the season again. Sorry, don't trust Harbaugh. You know what, Chimera? I don't trust Harbaugh. But I have not had this much faith in an offensive coordinator in a very long time, to be honest with you. And the Ravens' overall roster has not had this level of talent in a long time. Usually I am pretty skeptical of my own Ravens. Like, I keep a healthy level of skepticism. And this is one of the few years, despite some of the heartbreaking losses like Pittsburgh and Indianapolis, like I've talked about a few times, Lamar Jackson did not play a single snap of preseason football. This is his first season in this offense. And what I know of the Todd Monken offense, a lot of my former critiques of the last offensive coordinators and the previous offenses of Baltimore, Todd Monken's offense fixes. I never saw a healthy screen game, tight end, wide receiver, or halfback in these all, like Case White and Greg Roman's offense. The tight end utilization, not good enough, in my opinion. Stacked formations used to create better looks for the wide receivers. Again, these are some of the critiques. And Todd Monken talked about it when he came into this offense. He really didn't want to touch much in the run game. He said, hey, man, I'm putting all my time into fixing this passing game. Basically, he knew if I don't fix the passing game in Baltimore, they're going to chew my head off. And if you look in college, he ran a lot of four-wide offense, basically. A lot of power shotgun, essentially, is what it was called, which I think is a good fit for us. And run up the middle here by Gibbs, getting started here in the third quarter. Lions, of course, getting the ball to start. Let's see here. Stick says on the NFC side, he says Lions, 49ers, and then he says, never mind Chargers. So I'm guessing instead of Cowboys, he meant Chargers. Okay. On the AFC side, Kansas City, Bills, Colts. As much as I wanted the Colts to succeed, Evan Holt's on my countdown. Goff over the middle. He's got a man. And that's going to be extra yardage down almost at the 50-yard line. Huge gain by Goff on that play. And the Lions offense kind of showing out some signs of life. And Josh Downs is a wide receiver I absolutely loved. He visited Baltimore, I believe. I wanted to cover him in my draft special, but I think I admitted him because he was borderline first, second. So we were kind of, I figured he was too high known, basically. He was in too many conversations. There's only one player that was in conversations that I covered, and it was for a friend, basically. Gibbs with the run up the middle, and that's a pretty good run. Gain of what looks like 8 or 9 on the play. And again, Lions showing some signs of life. But without Richardson, I don't know if they'll be that. I think Richardson needs a year. When I did my NFL film study of Anthony Richardson, I loved everything I saw. But of course, in a lot of his tape, I saw a tendency to sail his balls, which means he puts the ball a little high. But which is not a terrible trait because it means if he misses usually his throw, it's in a place no one can get the ball. Hold on. 2nd and 1 here after the good run by Jahmyr Gibbs. That's going to be play action. Pressure. Oh, that's a fumble with a strip on the play. And I think that's Madubuike with another sack leading the Ravens in sacks. Nope, that's Odafe Owe with a sack. Let's go. My boy Odafe Owe. I love him. Yep, Odafe Owe with a great move on the left tackle, able to get a strip sack. 3rd and 7, trips left for the Lions. Screenplay. Oh, Roquan Smith with a good tackle. Definitely like about 6 yards short. And that's going to be a 4th down. I'm guessing punt team coming out with 12:08 on the clock. But I love the potential of the Colts. I think if Anthony Richardson can get another year in the NFL, get his footwork corrected in the pocket, which will fix that sailing issue on his throws, I think Evan Hull, Jonathan Taylor, Josh Downs, I forgot the other wide receiver that I like over there, and Richardson gives them a solid nucleus for the next few years. I think, Clowney with a good pass rush. They're going for it on 4th and 4. They get it, and that's a 1st down, ball down at the Ravens' 30-yard line. And Lions, knowing that they're down big, having to go for it on 4th down. Good play concept to get Amon St. Brown open on a little drag route, little, route concept. Little rub by what looked like, I think, a tight end on the play or another wide receiver, and just really frees him up with Arthur Mullet in coverage on him. And we've got a double fake here, screen to the halfback. Got a little bit of space. Jahmyr Gibbs makes a man miss, and he's down at the 9-yard line of the Ravens. Lions are in the red zone after a good screen. They're breaking out some deep stuff out of the playbook here. That's a double play action fake. So yeah, that's a fake handoff left, fake jet screen or wide receiver screen, reverse right with a screen design left. That's a good play call by the Lions there, deep in the playbook. 1st and goal here for the Lions. Let's see here. We're going back to my chat here. I got to go to my boy Frank Puma here after this. A good run up the middle. Looks like a gain of 4 yards. Frank Puma said, I just made a 3-pound batch of liquid crack cocaine. I'm finishing off my last sips of espresso here, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna chug it, so hold on, pardon me. Second angle. Whoa. Goff looking left, looked like he might, pass rush almost gets there, and Goff just going to throw this at the feet. Throws that ball away, in my opinion. He was looking for your back shoulder fade left, it looked like, and just didn't have it. Chimera, let's see. Chimera says, Chargers have a better chance with the Colts, but I don't see it with Brandon Staley. Fire him and you have a shot. I want to go back to Frank Puma's comment too. There's an Army guy I like to follow that's getting kind of popular on like TikTok and Facebook and all that. And he was talking about he went to Seattle, went to a coffee shop, and he's like, I got the Dookie juice. But they didn't have a Dookie juice place, a poopy place. Like, basically talking about the coffee shop didn't have a bathroom. He's like, how are you going to sell the Dookie juice and not have a Dookie place? Goff looking left again, gets pressured. That's Oweh, and Goff has to just throw this ball away. And Jameson Williams does a good job coming back to prevent potentially an intentional grounding. And 4th and goal, and I expect them to go for it again. And again, that's great coverage by Queen on Amon St. Brown, the wide receiver. Good job trying to get him open, but let's see here. Chimera says, either way, fire Josh McDaniels. I agree, fire Josh McDaniels. Six says, do you think Patriots fire Bill Belichick? I don't know if you've heard the rumors. I've heard rumors that they actually signed him to a long-term extension in the offseason and just no one talked about it. So I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll see, though. 4th and goal. They're going for it. And, oh, my God. Roquan comes away with the ball. He wants an interception. They say out of bounds. Let's see. Either way, Ravens going to get the ball back. Roquan might get an interception. Roquan's going to be out of bounds on the play, so definitely no interception. But great coverage by Roquan. Ball's a little underthrown by Jared Goff. Got to put that ball a little higher. And probably hoping for a flag on the play. Good job. Hey, we got Ryzen Rhino Ray joining us in. Welcome, my guys. Chimera says, no shot. He's still a top 5 coach in the league. Patriots just might have the worst roster in recent memory. I mean. Ragu says, hello, Steeler fans. Blit. Six says he may get fired because the way the season is going and the draft. I know, man. Some of those draft picks are a little bit of head scratching. And welcome in everyone from Rise and Rhino. Welcome in, guys. How are y'all doing today? How's your fantasy football team doing? We holding up? Hey, man, it's every day is a grind, right? Every day is a little hard. But we're here, we're streaming. We're hoping one day we'll be a Baltimore Ravens scout, right? That's one of the reasons. We're here for two reasons. To either become a Baltimore Ravens scout or to get our solar harvesting mitochondrial engine off the ground. If I die, don't believe it. I didn't get Clinton. But welcome in, Car Crazed, RC on the Aces, Richard Carr. I appreciate it, man. If y'all would hit that like button for me, I would truly appreciate it. I don't know how many likes we're up to, but I know it's not as many as we've got viewing. My average like and view to subscription rate is like 1%. So I'm trying so desperately to get that up there. Rise and Rhino says a Colts fan. Hey, we were just talking about the Colts and how I think you have such potential in the future. How I love, and we were talking about Anthony Richardson. I did some tape study on Anthony Richardson prior to the draft because I'm a big draft guy. So my critique of Anthony Richardson, and I had some good tape because almost every team played Georgia. Hey, Car Craze, thanks for the subscription, my guy. So we just studied everyone's tape against the University of Georgia. Which, of course, that Florida team of Anthony Richardson was just absolutely outclassed in that game, which made it a little harder it made me have to go watch a second or third game on Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson, in my opinion, has a little bit of a tendency to sail his balls, but it's not a horrible trait because when he misses usually out of bounds on the throw. So it's in a place where no one can get the ball, which is sometimes a good trait to have. So I feel like in his second year, if he can get his footwork corrected just a little bit, his potential is through the roof, and that will correct his accuracy issues. And with Jonathan Taylor, Evan Hull, and Josh Downs at the core of that offensive build for the next 3 to 4 years, get you one more wide receiver, maybe a good tight end, shore up the O-line, and invest in the defense heavy. And I think the Colts could be a solid team next year and in the next 3 to 4 years. So I appreciate you. I'm sorry. RC on the Aces, Caitlin and the Iowa. Thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it. Y'all one of my brothers. We're the new Colts. Edwards, with no one there. Oh my God, Edwards is taking it to the house. He's got one man to beat at the 20, the 10. Oh, he's down after a 90-yard gain. Oh, my God. Hold on, we got to get my Gus the Bus Edwards gif. Touched our first down, Ravens. Let's go. And the Lions continue to just have broken plays today. No one goes with Gus Edwards on that play. And Edwards just takes a quick little pass. Probably 80 yards on the play? Let's see here. Chimera says, Belichick is a bad GM, but the narrative that we carried by Brady is false as fuck. He led Mac Jones to playoffs his rookie year. There's just no weapons for him. I agree. They've got no wide receiver weapons, and I've got a few Patriots friends, and they agree that, they've got some questions. Nubian Sage says, is it over? I feel for you, man. Bears up 21-3. Tyson shit. Tyson shit. Let's go. My young guy, I predicted him to be my Brock Purdy of this year. Mark Andrews in the back of the end zone. Another touchdown for Mark Andrews and another touchdown for my boy Lamar Jackson. Can we make fun of again? One of the guys in my fantasy football tried to trade me Brock Purdy for Lamar, withdrew the trade, and then tried to trade me Jordan Love for Lamar Jackson. Meanwhile, I got to go check Lamar Jackson points in a moment. Forktail says, isn't Pittman on the Colts? Yes, that's the wide receiver that I was forgetting earlier that I wanted to include in that young core. We covered Josh Downs a good bit in our draft coverage as well. So, like I said, the Colts, If I could go back and find my notes, I think I had the Colts as one of my sneaky teams. I had my clear winners after day one, but I think the Colts were one of my sneak teams. Let's update this score real quick and get that Andrews gif off the board. This is getting ridiculous, guys. I know. Let me check on Tyson Bagent, how he's doing real quick. My boy Tyson Bagent in his first NFL game coming out of a D3 school. I'm telling you, guys, it was so hard to find any tape on Tyson Bagent. Case in point, when I was doing my draft coverage, there was 0 stats on Tyson Bagent on ESPN. He was at such a small of a school that ESPN did not even cover him. Let's put it that way. He's that much of a small school spot prospect. So when you see me and Forktail talking about a little bit, that's why. He's in his first NFL game. He's 20 of 27 for 149 yards and a touchdown. He is playing exactly how I predicted him to play in my pre-draft special. And I'm telling you guys, it just feels so good. Because like I said, my running back room looked outstanding in my pre-draft special. But I was talking about last week or the week before how my quarterback room has kind of been disappointing me. I know, I'm rooting for his success every day. 49ers Ultimate dropping in says, congrats, Darwin, blowing out the Lions. Thank you. It does feel kind of good. I think the Ravens just needed to go London. I needed to take a week off. We needed to recoup. Let me ask chat. I'm starting to get hungry. The game's getting closer to the end. What should I eat? I am starving. I've been craving Mexican. Forktail says he's our boy. LOL, JK. I know, right? He's our boy even though we don't know him. I got too many boys in the NFL. For those that don't know, I grew up in the same area as Hunter Renfrow, the wide receiver for the Raiders. He grew up playing at Socastee High School. I grew up around the Socastee area. I was supposed to go to Socastee High. I went to a different school in the area. I'm pretty sure I played backyard against Hunter a few times. And of course we went to CCU, Coastal Carolina University, which Isaiah Likely is on. 49ers, I would eat pizza. I would. But my favorite pizza place in the area, the only place I trust for true New York pizza in this area, they're closed every Sunday and Monday. And it breaks my heart. So if I want them for Sunday pizza for game day, I have to go and get them on Saturday. But it's a type of pizza place. I go and get a pizza, a whole 18-inch pizza, and then I still buy 2 more slices. Edmund says the Lions are done for the day. Get some rest and practice with more respect for Lions opponents. I know that. Oh no, Ibram's hurt for the Lions. He's down in visible pain. Looks like he's clutching, I think, his left leg or his head. I can't tell. That's the up man who took the return, and he took a pretty big shot to his right leg, it looked like, and then a second shot there. So we're going to hope he's okay. We never want anyone to be hurt, honestly. That's just not how we roll. We ain't Bounty Gate over here on this side of town. I know, man, I want pizza so bad. Chimera says, no, pizza better than New York pizza. Fight me. I know, man. If you eat Chicago-style pizza, just admit it. You're eating lasagna. You're eating a lasagna pizza. You can suck it. Come fight me and my boy Chimera. RC on the Aces, Caitlin in Iowa. They must not want to make no money. Closed on a weekend. No, dude, that's the thing. They know they are that good, and they're just a small little fam. What's funny is they're owned by a bunch of Giants fans. They have Giants memorabilia and cop memorabilia everywhere. So when I go in there, I always talk football with them. I'm like, bro, what's going on with your Giants? You're making me look bad. I believed in your boy Dan Jones, and you're making me look bad. They always laugh. The lady knows my name by heart, knows my order by heart. It's hilarious. It's my favorite place to go. And everyone knows they're just so good that they don't even need to be open on Sunday and Monday. I think they enjoy watching their NFL football that much is what it is. That they're just like, you know what? We're just not going to be open on Sunday and Mondays. Forktail says Sicilian is the best pizza, but New York. Okay, you know what? Sicilian is. I'm not going to talk shit about Sicilian pizza. Like, you know what's sad is the best pizza I've ever had in my life. It was a New York style. It was called Corrado's. It was like similar to a Sbarro setup, and it was in a tiny little mall that's dead now. And they were there forever. And I would think it was actually owned by these Latino guys. And I think that's why it was called Corrado's. Maybe they were like some deep colored Sicilian guys, but I'm pretty sure they were Latino. And, usually you don't think of Latino guys making pizza. The best pizza I've ever had in my life. I've eaten it since I was like 5 years old. And like, I legit wanted to cry the day they like finally had to leave the mall. And oh no, they're bringing out the cart for the guy down right now. Oh no, that's horrible to see. Chimera says, touchdown James Cook, 16-10 pagers. See, Chimera, it wasn't as bad. At least you're not down 35-0. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I could go get some barbecue brisket, but honestly, Florida barbecue is kind of trash, to be honest with you. You know what? I'm going to be honest. I'm going to speak some trash right now. Texas, until I have good barbecue from you, I'm going to say your barbecue sucks. I've been through Texas a few times, and the last time I drove through, I stopped and got barbecue, and it was so garbage. So garbage. I asked them if they had hush puppies, and they asked me what hush puppies were. And as a South Carolina raised man, I almost wanted to throw hands with Texas. But I don't know, man. Some steak fajitas kind of sound banging. Like, and if you live in a place that has Del Taco, please go get a chicken taco for me. They're so good. They're so cheap. If you ever liked McDonald's chicken snack wrap, which they took away, that everyone's been begging them for years to bring back, and they won't, it's because Del Taco's got it. And their Chipotle sauce is so good with it. And if they still have it, they had a mango habanero sauce for their chicken taco. Oh my God, it's so good. And they were like $1 something, like $1.59, I want to say, which is right on point for a little chicken taco, basically a fried chicken taco with a fried chicken tender in it. Oh, banging. And now I live in a place that doesn't have Del Taco, to the point that I tried to franchise a Del Taco, but your boy's just too poor to secure the loan. Chimera says, I've never been down there, but I've heard Terry's Blacks is good. I'll have to try to remember that. Terry's Black. Little baby KK. Rhino. Rhino, you're on TV, my guy. Wow, that's cool. It's a done deal. You can call me D-Rave, Darwin's Rave, Levi, Dumbass. Ooh. Mihan Ibrahim appears to be his right leg. But they're putting him on a cart and kind of stabilizing that leg. Could be his back, the way he was folded up on. Either way, we're going to hope for a speedy recovery for that young man. I think he might be a rookie, actually. But we hope he is okay, and we're going to wish him a speedy recovery. We never like to see anybody hurt. Brian Culp saying, smash that like button. Smash that like button like you would smash your favorite. Dude, no way. I have that same bag they have in the front of that cart. That red bag. I have that same exact bag in my closet right now. That's hilarious. He's giving a thumbs up to the fans, letting him know they're okay. He's okay. It's a little weird the way they stabilized his leg, though. It doesn't make me think it's a knee injury unless it's a break in possibly his femur. A little bit of pressure. Goff able to get it away over the middle, and that's a solid gain. Looks like about 7 on the play. Bryant Culp says, pause. Now everybody clap your hands. Now everybody clap them cheeks. Clap, clap, clap your cheeks. Hey! Hey! Let's go. Pressure up the middle. Doesn't get there. Goff able to get the ball away. Great coverage. Brandon Stephens on the play. And again, we talked a little bit about Brandon Stephens earlier. Brandon Stephens started at UCLA as a halfback, transferred to SMU as a safety, and was drafted and by the Ravens as a safety/corner. He has filled in at corner. In some games, has played 100% of the snaps. What is his 3rd year, I believe? And has played, like Marlon Humphrey said, played at a Pro Bowl level this year for the Ravens. Absolutely outstanding here. Oh, I've got a fun, if you like anime and One Piece, I've got a thing for you here shortly. Oh, we got Reynolds running up the middle. Solid gain, and he's on Baltimore's side of the field. Another first down, 6:25. Oh, we got a touchdown from Tyson? Hey, that was his first career touchdown that we talked about earlier. Let's go. Tyson running that West Coast offense. Hold on. We got a 1st and 10 here. Motion. I want to talk One Piece a little bit. If anyone's a One Piece fan. 6 minutes, 5 seconds. Play action. Oh, Goff getting pressured. And just tries to throw the ball away. And are they going to call it? No, they're going to call it an incomplete. Lions get lucky on that one. So I used to watch One Piece when I was younger. I kind of wanted to get back into it. And I saw a meme that said if you wanted to watch all of One Piece, it would take months of watching it, like so many hours a day. Your boy went from episode 500 to currently caught up to last night's episode. Let's put it that way. So your boy knows about Yamato, a.k.a. Odin-san. So, respect to my One Piece crew. Brian Cole says, I want them to throw it to Andrews. I know Andrews getting a lot of points on National Tight End Day. John LeJoe joining us. What up, bro? Goff pressured again on the play, 2nd and 10, and they're going to a lot of screens here. And able to get some good yards on the play. That's Reynolds, and they might give him a first down. It's either 9 or a first down. Tenchi Masaki says, my friends from Florida said, if you're in Florida, you need to find a place with grouper. Tenchi, yep. Grouper is really good, honestly. I haven't trusted sushi since I moved away from the coast. So I've actually been looking forward to having some good sushi soon as well. And run up the middle, and Ravens are going to stop him short of the line of gain and behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to be maybe a loss of 1, bringing up what looks like might be 4th and 2 on the play. Bryant Culp says Detroit versus everyone. And Mark Andrews doing bits for me in fantasy. So Chimera, you're the one that's got him in fantasy. I bet, my guy. How's everyone's fantasy football doing right now? I actually got to go check on mine real quick. Let's get that pulled up. 4th and 1 here. Ravens look like they're bringing pressure, and Ravens going to take a timeout here. They're trying to get this 4th down turnover. Let's see here. I am currently playing, I think, Cahill this week, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, we're playing Cahill, a.k.a. Kyle, one of the Seahawks fans who joined us via our boy Joe Stevens of Seahawks Talk. Currently, I am up 88-21 on Cahill. Predicted to win 158-127. So obviously, Cahill's got a lot of minutes left still to play, but Lamar Jackson's got 32 points. Gus Edwards got 19 points. Zay Flowers has 11 points. Raven defense has 14 points. DJ Moore has 11 points. I'm looking pretty good right now with no kicker. And going deep, that's an interception, Geno Stone! And that's another interception for the former 7th round pick of the Ravens, now potentially tied for the most interceptions in the NFL, if I'm not mistaken. He was already on the top 5 list coming into this game. That's a horrible interception by Jared Goff. Oh my God. Oh my God. They might take the starters out of this game on both sides soon, guys. Like, this is bad. Jameson Williams and Jared Goff just not on the same page, it looked like. Jared Goff throws a go. Jason takes off more to the pylon and just not on the same page. Lamar Jackson taking over here from the 20 after Geno Stone kneeled it in the end zone after the interception. Bebop says RIP basically to the Lions. It's crazy. Chimera says, but he's also destroying me in my other league. RIP to your other league. I know I took a gamble this week, guys, in my fantasy league. Evan McPherson, my kicker, of course, Bengals, is on a bye week. I didn't want to drop anyone from my roster, so I chose to just not play a kicker this week and forfeit potentially, 9 to 10 points. That shows you how confident I was in my roster, and I'm looking, knock on wood, pretty good right now. Gus Edwards up the middle, and that's another first down, it looks like, for the Ravens. And, of course, Gus Edwards, my starting running back in fantasy this week. Now, mind you, here's how confident I was in my Ravens in this game, and y'all didn't know. The Lions have the number 1 run defense. I started Gus Edwards as my number 1 running back this week in fantasy. That's how confident I was in Gus Edwards this week. Let's just put it that way, my guys. Tenchima said, I just started watching the Funimation dub of One Piece. I watched the 4Kids dub as a kid on Cartoon Network, and it was horrible, but the live action remake made me want to watch a good dub. Yep, I watched dub when I was a kid, but I'm a sub guy. I can't watch anything but sub now, basically. The voice actors of the Americans kill me. Gus Edwards with another run and gain of like 2 on the play, maybe. They're going to say no gain, but it looked like a gain. Brian Culp said, Goff looking goofy. He absolutely is. Oh, Forktail said, bro, I feel so validated right now. Everyone looked at me like I had 3 noses when I talked about Beijing giving Fields competition. I know. Doesn't it feel good? Like, don't get me wrong. Forktail, they're completely different skill sets. Like, completely different. Beijing is more of a West Coast style, keep you on pace, highly accurate quarterback. Justin Fields is mobile, big arm, kind of like, they're just different styles. And it just depends on what you want to run. You know what I'm saying? What you're comfortable doing. I thought Tyson Bagent would have been an excellent addition, honestly, to the 49ers room. I think Tyson Bagent would have looked Purdy-esque if he had been playing for the 49ers, to be honest with you. And case in point, Tyson Bagent's running an offense in Chicago that most people say is just negligible. Tenchima says, I'm joining so far and just finished Sky Pia. Oh, it's going to get so good around episode 500. Ravens have intercepted. Yes, they did. Zay Flowers on the screen, and he drops it on the 3rd and 10. We got penalty flag on the pace, so let's wait and see what it is. Chimera says, dude, I'm playing CarCast right now, and he's getting absolutely fucked. Oh, we got some fight going on right now. I think that's Tyler Linderbaum, the center for the Ravens, throwing some hands. I know. I think CarCast was who I played when DJ Moore opened up with 40 points, I think. It was not a good look. Let's see. Oh, I need to go grab a drink in a second. Tenchi says, I don't do subbed. I want to read. I'll just find the manga. Now, I would understand that if you and I get what it is too. My girlfriend is 90% deaf in both ears as well. So it's just kind of funny. I already liked sub anime before I met her. And of course, she has to watch anything and everything basically with subs on, even if it's a normal show, to truly enjoy it. So it doesn't bother me because I'm always been used to reading while I watch anyway. My brain just literally simultaneously does it. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I've just always enjoyed reading, I think, as well as what it is. So I like to joke, it's one of those things why we were made for each other. Because she needed someone that would be okay with subs on for every show. And like when we go to the movies, I'm a huge movie person. She used to hate going to the movies because she has to ask for like the whole closed caption device, and it's a whole thing. And she used to be embarrassed about it a little bit. Meanwhile, big 6'3", 200+ pound me's like, let anyone say anything to you right now, and they'll have to deal with me. And half the people just already won't even say anything because I'm in your presence. Let's just be honest about it. Good pass by Gibbs on the left side halfback, and Patrick Queen pushes him out of bounds. Good game by the Lions. Lions are getting some good yards, but they're just not able to get anything on the board here right now. Brian Lorson says they're allowed to lose a game. They're a playoff team for sure. Brian, you're absolutely right. Look at my Ravens. We lost to the Colts. We lost to the Steelers. I've got nothing. Oh, here's that interesting rush formation. Look, there's 3 guys lined up over the left tackle. 1 guy like wide 9 almost. That is a very interesting pass rush formation that I've seen a lot today that I think might have been specifically put into the playbook today for the Lions offensive line, basically. What they're trying to do is get Sewell, the right tackle, I believe, of the Lions, matched in an absolute one-on-one and a wide 9 technique one-on-one, forcing the entire O-line to shift left. And I think that's game planning for something the Ravens have seen on the tape. And I think it's something that the Lions need to look at after this game and say, hey, did the Ravens figure out something on tape that we need to find it like a counter adjustment for, basically? 2nd and 1, trips right, little just quick pass here to Gibbs, and he's got the first down. Chimera says, I could go either way, but I tend to prefer dub, trying not to get canceled by the anime community. I know, dude. You say you're a dub fan in the anime community, and you will get canceled. Blasphemy. Oh, let me get this guy out of here. NFL, whatever, TV, sometimes I wish you would just bring your viewers, because I know you probably have a chat on your site that you do. And I wish you would just bring the chat and come chill with me instead of, spamming your thing in my chat. Because what's funny is you don't know this, NFL TV. I'm basically using something very similar to you. But, because I don't pay for my shit. So we could be friends. I don't hate what you do, but I hate that you come in my channel and spam it. So I'm sorry. Back to timeout, 24 hours this time. Second and 8. 8 seconds on the game clock and ticking. One last play here for the third quarter. Goff looking left. He's staring left. He gets pressured, and they've got him. That's gonna be, is it Kyle Van Noy with a second sack? Yes, it is. The veteran signing. Oh my God. And we've talked about it. The Ravens came into this game tied for the most sacks in the NFL, tied with the Bills. Justin Madubuike leading the Ravens with 5.5 sacks from the defensive tackle position. And the Ravens are having a blitz bonanza today. Absolutely looks like they saw something on tape, either in pass protection or in basically kind of pressuring Jared Goff to look a certain way. And it's absolutely working against the Lions. And Lions need to take a look at this game deep on the tape. It's okay. What did he say? I'm sorry, your name. Brian Lorson said, it's okay to lose a game. You're allowed to lose a game. Totally okay. But everything is a learning experience. I don't lose. I just learn. I forgot who said that, but I love that saying. You know what Tenchi says, now some anime I do prefer to watch sub, like various Tenchi series. Oh yeah, absolutely. And see guys, I would love to do, I feel like 3, maybe 4 things. And I've actually got 2 other channels made where I just haven't done stuff yet. But basically, I would love to do a channel for, of course, my football, because I'm a diehard football fan. I kind of really like anime. Of course, I'm very picky in my anime. I don't like a lot of crowd service, stuff. But I would love to run a whole channel doing like anime review and just kind of like talk show discussing animes coming up, movies, just general stuff. And some people are able to do like watch parties via like reversed, mirrored, all the different ways kind of they do and stopping and pausing and watching kind of deal. I would love to do a whole channel on cooking. I've talked about a little bit here, guys, on the channel. We're on commercial, so we're just talking life. Me and my girlfriend have been together for over 7 years. I can count on two hands almost how many times she's cooked it over those 7 years. I do almost all the cooking in our house. I love cooking. Just like comedy, I've watched almost every cooking show there is on every streaming service there is. So I'm loving that Hell's Kitchen. And there's another one coming out right now currently. Kitchen Nightmares is coming out currently as well. Gordon Ramsay's got like 3 different shows coming out simultaneously right now this season. So I'd love to do a channel about that. I'd love to do a channel about working out and physical fitness. I even have a name for it. Chimera says that's not a real person. That's a bot. That's a guy that's programmed. It's a scammer. Oh, yeah, I'm sure it is. 3rd and 19. Pressured up the middle, and Goff getting swarmed again. Able to get the ball away, but it looks like it's definitely going to be short. And we've got a flag on the play. And again, they are just getting absolutely pressured from the right side of the offensive line. The Lions have made no adjustment, it looks like. Touchdown, Kendrick Bourne, 22-10 Patriots. In me. I'm so sorry. Oh, penalty added on to the end of the run. Roughing the passer. That's a good call. His hand is on his helmet. That is a good and correct call in favor of the Lions. First down with 14:52 left in the fourth quarter. Let me get my quarter fixed here. And that's what they're saying. It's uncharacteristic that they've been unable to protect Jared Goff. So shout out to Mike McDonald for a great game plan for the defensive coordinator of the Baltimore Ravens. First and 10, 14:35 here in the fourth. Goff looking right. He's got a man. That's a tight window throw. Good catch on the play. Arthur Mullet in coverage. Chimera says, I've fallen into the anime power scaling rabbit hole. It's fun times. It is fun times. It is fun times. Honestly, for all my anime fans that are chilling with me, the current season, past season, the season before that, like, what is it, fall, winter, summer, whatever it is, the past, like, 3 seasons worth of anime have been so good. So good. Like, Jahmyr Gibbs, he's got room, and Jahmyr Gibbs with a long touchdown run. And finally, the Lions are on the board for the first time today, and with 14 minutes in the fourth quarter. I don't know if this game is, back in it, but Tenchi says Chimera fell down the rabbit hole for about a year and a half when I was 17, 19. Oh, I know. When I lived in Ohio, I think that's when I went down the rabbit hole. I lived with a bunch of my roommates. We lived in an apartment where there was an upstairs, a middle, and a basement. So there was 2-bedroom upstairs and then the basement downstairs. So they lived upstairs. I lived in the basement downstairs. We all worked at FedEx together. Honestly, we had a lot of fun times there. That was the year the Ravens won the Super Bowl, too. I used to go to B-Dubs every weekend and get beer tubes with my bros. Honestly, it was so much fun. We'd take turns buying beer tubes. So we usually have 2 to 3 beer tubes. Oh, good play by Geno Stone. Reads the short pass left for the 2-point conversion. That's actually going to keep it a 6-point game for the Lions. 35-6 as we go for the turnover. But, Ohio was a mess up. I told myself, hey, Ohio, I'm going to be able to go there, get a good job, find a good career. I'll make my money, whatever. I moved there. I didn't realize in a winter, all people do is party and drink, basically. So all I did was work, party, and drink, basically. And I had gone from like lifting 3
for 3 months straight, 5 days a week. And my 2 days off of lifting, I did cardio in the form of basketball, 5v5s, and football in 7v7s, basically. And so I was in really good shape. I was trying to go back and play football, honestly. I went to Ohio, did nothing but drink and party for months on end, lost all my football weight, came back to South Carolina after I realized Ohio was a bad choice. And when I came back to South Carolina, I was playing football out on Doug Shaw Stadium, and your boy snapped his fibula in half down where it connects to my ankle. And I spent 6 months laid up recovering from that injury. I not only almost came like I 90% broke my fibula to where I almost had an open fracture in my leg, but I also tore the ligament on the inside of my ankle, which controls like ankle rolls, basically. It was horrible and definitely had a change in mindset. When you're laid up for 6 months, and don't be wrong, I had moved away a couple times, but like I would put up, hey guys, like I'm just laid up, sitting here, nothing to do. I can't go anywhere. I had to surrender my truck. I had just bought a Chevy Silverado because I was making good money back in South Carolina already. I already had 2 different jobs working at the airport and a helicopter company doing like helicopter tours. I was making good money. So I just bought a Chevy Silverado. I had just put $1,000 worth of audio equipment in it. I had just installed like a 7-inch flip out touchscreen as well. And I was like, well, I'm going to have this truck for like probably 7 years at least. I'm going to make this truck everything I want it to be. I had to surrender my truck to the bank because I severed my leg so bad and I lost both my jobs. So, life stories. That's why I tell people, until someone's willing to pay me money, you'll probably never see me back on a football field, or pay for my education. But, yeah, life, right? Tenchi said, how did a guy from South Carolina end up being... So, Tenchi, I've had a weird life. I actually was born in Maryland. Oh, we got an onside kick and recovered by Jalen Armour Davis. Good job. And Ravens are going to get the ball. So I was born in Maryland, raised in South Carolina. And then from there, I started working at the airlines. So I became a traveling trainer. When I became a traveling trainer for Delta Airlines, my first assignment was in Marquette, Michigan. So I've lived in technically Maryland, South Carolina, Arkansas, Ohio, Colorado, Florida. I spent like more than 6 months in Pennsylvania. I spent an extended time in Pittsburgh. I'm sorry, not Pittsburgh. Detroit and Minnesota. And Odell Beckham Jr. with the catch makes a few man miss and good catch for a first down by OBJ. And I also spent 2 weeks in Lynchburg, Virginia, where if you know Malik Davis, the quarterback for the Tennessee Titans, where Liberty University is at as well. That's where I spent some time. And of course, I became a manager for them. I've tried, and then in Colorado, we traveled around a good bit too. Sadly never got to travel as much internationally as I wanted to, but that's why I like to consider myself pretty well-rounded. I've been around a good bit of this country. I've met a lot of really incredible people. Like I joked about it. Hold on, let me slide out of camera. I've got some fun stories since we're in a blowout here. So, of course, as a manager in Arkansas, I was the charter coordinator for the University of Arkansas, which is an SEC team. So I actually... this is my hat from the University of Arkansas when I was the charter coordinator. I had to represent my Razorbacks. Suey, go Hogs. Of course, one of the cool things, I could pull out I have his autograph. This hat was sent to me from Ron Hill, the former vice president of NFL operations. I met him in the airlines too. He was at an NFL Play 60 event during the Masters, around the Masters time in Augusta. The University of Tennessee actually gave me a shirt. They were absolutely really chill. Fun fact, the head coach of these SEC college teams never fly in with their teams on the jets chartered to Delta Airlines. They always fly in on a private jet at a later time. For my 49er fans, I've said it before, I've met Steve Mariucci in Marquette, Michigan. Really cool guy. He was actually my first celebrity I met in the airlines. What up, NFL predictions? I hope you had my Ravens winning. Chimera says touchdown, Stephon Diggs, 22-17. Hey, actually, they're showing that right now with 5:32 on the clock. Hey, I'm rooting for you, Chimera. I'm rooting for you. Even though, Chimera, you were rooting for the Lions a little while ago, I'm still going to root for your Bills because I love you. But what up, NFL predictions? You better have my Ravens winning today. That's all I got to say. 2nd and 8. Lamar Jackson still in the game for the Ravens. 11-19 here in the fourth quarter. Hutchinson again double teamed. And Lamar gets it away to Odell, and just short of the goal line. And we've got a flag on the play. I think that should be a holding on the left tackle of the Ravens. Yep, and they're going to call it. And see, once again, guys, we're seeing this trend continue. The NFL refs are willing to throw the flag a little later and re-examine the play, and that's absolutely a little bit of a hold by Ronnie Stanley. It's light, but that was a hold on the left tackle of the Ravens. That's a good call, even though it's a little late. I'm not mad, you know. And Joseph coming off after the play doesn't look like he wants to come off. I'm guessing they're evaluating him for concussion. Yeah, he takes a shot to his head, so he's probably coming off for NFL concussion protocol. 2nd and 18. Lamar Jackson looking for left. He's got Odell again, and Odell going backwards on the play. And be right back as we're waiting for this next play. I'm going to grab a drink as fast as I can. Third and 19 after the backwards play by Odell Beckham. Kendrick Bourne fumbles. Bills recover. Oh, that's huge. Justice Hill, good run up the middle. Probably just trying to get some yards back for an easy field goal. And I expect Justin Tucker to come out here for the Ravens. Jason Skindell says, Lions fan here. Ugh, good content, though. I appreciate it, Jason, man. I try my best. And I'm going to be honest. Every week I sit here and I really doubt myself, and I doubt whether I should even get back here on stream. I'm like, my internal doubts are telling me, why are you even here? It's not even going to matter, dude. No one's really watching. No one really cares. You're never going to monetize your stream. You're never going to make it in anything football. And I have tons of these doubts. And then every week, you people come in here and you prove me wrong. And by the end of every stream, I'm like, you know what? That was actually a pretty successful stream. Today, we're probably going to end with an average of at least 50 viewers, which still would put me, I think, pretty highly on the list of streamers on YouTube. So I appreciate every single one of you. I'm sorry we're having to give you the beating. We're usually rooting for the Lions a lot in this channel. So after today, I wish you nothing but the best, my guy. And I hope maybe I'll see you in the Super Bowl, you know? And again, if you haven't watched already, please go back and watch my pre-draft special. I did an offensive and a defensive draft special. I've got some guys, my draft specials are starting to come into shape, and everyone knows from a drafting perspective, usually the first year is not the true payoff. It takes usually 2 to 3 years to start really seeing that payoff of the draft. My first thing seeing some pretty decent payoffs across the NFL. And again, the whole point of that series is I would love to be a scout for the Ravens one day, or honestly, I would take a scout job for any NFL team. Let's be honest. I don't care who it is. I actually would love to go to the worst team in the NFL. That would be my second dream, because in my professional career, I always enjoyed taking the really bad problems and fixing them. One of my jobs was to be a performance manager, and I was really good at my job. My job was basically my boss would email me saying, hey, I don't know why this is problem, but I need you to fix this problem. And then it would be my job to find the stats, everything I needed, go dig into the problem, check training and policy procedures, implement anything that's new, follow up with coaching and counseling, and then of course make sure everything is followed through and that we, are meeting quotas and certain benchmarks essentially. And I was damn good at my job. But hey, Jean LeJoy, let's go tight end all day. I know, right? National Tight End Day. Brian Cope, Joey Sly is a bad kicker. Keep grinding. Chimera, Levi going to make 3 channels to get 3 silver play buttons in 2 years. Man, the funny thing is I do have 3 different channels made right now. I was trying to make more channels, and that's when I found out per email you could only have so many channels. Because I've got 4 channels that I can think of that I would love to start doing. And I'll be honest, I'm pretty sure I'm not going back to school next semester. I think I'm kind of passing on it. I think I'm going to try to devote more time, job and income wise, try to make more money. Which of course I would love to, put more time into this. So maybe that'll be an option, and I'll have the time again to try to maybe put more time into this. I'll be honest, without having like a crew around me, like your boys, I'm going to get personal here for a minute. Most of my friends in life bail on almost everything. I have spent my entire life trying to, hey guys, we're all like this. Like my original streaming page on Facebook was me trying to get a bunch of my streaming friends together just to create a large page to produce content and just help any one of us and all of us get exposure. I had like 7 people signed up that said they would do it, and then every single person bailed on it. I have friends, oh dude, yeah, let's buy this game. Let's start streaming. Like we were streaming Ark Survival for a while, where I was streaming Ark 5 days a week, basically. What happened? Dude bailed on me, even though I was having good growth on Twitch at the time. Like 9:03, 2:10 on the clock. And good catch there, but I mean, I don't know how much is left in this game. So I would love to get my streaming community together, but I'll be honest, I need help. I need help, and I need help from other people. But I understand, unless there's money to be made, it's kind of hard to get help. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to tell you right now, the moment my channel ever becomes monetized, the very first thing I'm doing is probably taking any and all income from the monetization and putting it into a stream manager. I'm going to pay someone else to help me produce more and better content and manage social media handles, essentially, and Discord channels. That's the number one priority for me, because I know that will only lead to better growth and better opportunities in the future. Tenchi said, me and my friend stream Left 4 Dead 2, so I know the feeling of not being sure if you want to keep doing that at the end of the feeling. I used to play that game a lot, too. That was a fun game. Short pass over the middle, Jared Goff, and, we're just saying dink and dunk here, as the Ravens are basically probably prevent defense. Tenchi says, we're so small that we get the feeling just having viewers at one time. Yeah, one of the things, like, I tried to stream, I bought the $100+ edition of Lamar Jackson MVP edition when he was on the cover of Madden. And I was like, you know what? I used to be so heavy into ranked Madden and stuff that I was like, you know what? Let's try to relaunch my stream with a Madden stream. Let's do that. Let's put all this effort into it. We'll get early access, all this stuff to help, And the game, of course, was just such trash that I could not do it anymore. And the bad part is my PC is getting so old that I can't stream a lot on my PC. Oh, Sam Laporta with another catch. Oh, that was a big hit, though. A little slow to get up, but it looks like he's fine. So if y'all know gaming, I play a little bit of Rocket League, and I also play a lot of League of Legends, the 2 leagues. On Rocket League, I have over 150 items, chests to open. So I really want to have one of those opening videos where you just sit there and open loot box after loot box after loot box after loot box. I have 150 plus of them to open, plus, which should be good content, but my PC would struggle with it. And I have a day one Xbox that Xbox doesn't have good streaming to YouTube. It can stream to Twitch and other something else, but it can't stream to YouTube easily. And then in League of Legends, I have like 70 plus loot boxes to open just from stacking them up from so long from playing. Oh, good pressure by Kyle Van Noy. Makes him get rid of it. And 6-10. And we're losing audience quickly here. We've lost about 20 viewers over the last few minutes. 2-minute warning. 3rd and goal at the half-yard line. Oh, that's got to be nerve-wracking, Chimera. By the way, my boy Tyson Bagent for the Bears, 21 of 29 for 162 yards and a touchdown. He is absolutely playing within the offense and playing well. 3 rushes for 24 yards, so he's not scrambling as much as I thought he was going to have to in the NFL. That's a great sign to see. Oh, God, I cannot express how excited and happy I am for that young man. Jared Goff under pressure and just has to sidearm that ball away. And Lions fans, you've got to definitely, if you've got to review something on tape, let me give you some things to look at again. You need to look at your Sewell, your right tackle, and look at what happened there. You need to look at every time the Ravens lined up in a weird formation where 3 defensive linemen lined up over left tackle, basically, with a solo person, the 4th person lined up over right tackle. Watch every one of those formations. Excuse me. Blitz coming for the Ravens, picked up decently. Short pass, and oh, good job to break the ball up. Marlon Humphrey and Justin Matabike on the play. Oh, man. And I've got the Bills New England game up on my phone right now, trying to get that one. Kanya dropping in. NFC, the Seahawks NFC champions. Hey, they might be. The Lions ain't looking like they gonna be. That's all I'm saying. 4th and 10 coming up after that incomplete pass by the Lions. You know, I'm going to be honest, guys. We might have to cut to like a different game here soon. Like 38-6 with 5 minutes left in the game. Less than 5 minutes. And the Ravens potentially about to get the ball back. Bears are dominating the Raiders 30-6. We've got a close game in the 4th quarter. Browns-Colts 30-31. Go Colts. Gardner Minshew putting on a show. Oh, my nose burned from that burp. Bills take the lead with less than 2 minutes left. Touchdown from Josh Allen. Let's go, Bills. We've still also got a crapshoot game. Commanders taking on the Giants today. Giants are up 14-7 in that game. And in the second crapshoot of the 1 o'clock schedule, Falcons taking on the Buccaneers 13-10. Let me know, guys, what game in that 4 o'clock slot, or I should say in the later games, so 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock Monday night, what's the game you're looking forward to the most? You know, Kanye's probably going to say Seahawks-Cardinals. I don't know. It's got to be Dolphins-Eagles, right? That's got to be the game. Vikings, if they were a little better, everyone would be staring at Niners-Vikings. So I guess it's got to be Dolphins-Eagles. I don't think there's even a close second in that category. They're going for it on a 4th and 10. They know they need to. Ravens look like they bring pressure. They bring 5. Someone's getting there. Oh, and almost intercepted by Brandon Stevens. That could have been a pick 6. And with that, we've got a turnover on downs. Just Ravens have played lights out. The Lions, they've got to do a little better. They definitely got exposed a little bit on something. I don't know if it's on tape or what, but yeah, the Niners-Vikings game is definitely going to be a pretty good game. even though the Vikings record's pretty bad, the record doesn't reflect the quality of the team. So we're definitely expecting a close game, but I expect the Niners to win that game, but it could be a trap game. Handoff, that's going to Gus Edwards, getting me more fantasy points today. Chimera is super excited, saying, let's fucking go, because his Bills just took the lead after a crazy sequence plays. Look at that. Lamar Jackson, 21 of 27, 357 yards, 3 touchdowns, with 9 rushes for 36 yards on a touchdown. Great day for Lamar Jackson. We're going to jump to my fantasy football real quick. Lionheart podcast says everybody loses. You know what? Lionheart's podcast, no, you didn't lose. You learned something today. As long as you can learn something, did you truly lose? It's a long NFL season. Does the matter of one game really matter that much right now against a non-divisional, non-conference opponent? You know what I'm saying? So as long as you can come away with a really good lesson from this, I would be happy as a Lions fan. You know, of course, it's a heartbreaking loss, but the Ravens are a really good team this year. Their losses to the Colts and the Steelers don't reflect the quality of the team. So, and like we said, we talked about it a little bit earlier, there's some good points that you could really look at on the tape that were easily to identify in this game for you to look at. Oh, Huntley going deep, trying to get Bateman a touchdown. They're throwing it. Kanya says Jimmy G just absolutely hates Devontae. Only 12 points from Tay on my team. Dude, Jimmy G, I just head scratcher with Josh McDaniels there in Vegas. I feel bad for my boy Hunter Renfrow. Like I said, we grew up with him a little bit. So we've always hoped for Hunter Renfrow to do well. They signed Jacoby Myers, who plays the exact same style and position, basically the slot, as Renfrow, and it broke our heart a little bit. I'm hoping Hunter Renfrow gets traded to like a good team that needs a wide receiver. I am so hoping. Like, I hope he goes somewhere and does well. Like, that's my prediction and like prayer for him and the Raiders, to be honest with you. Bryant, thanks, man. Great. He says, great game, Levi. Perdition says, we all know the Ravens are going to win. I think it's pretty safe to say now. Bryant Cole says, really looking forward to the Dolphins-Eagles game. That's definitely going to be the next best game. Oh, we got another guy down for the Lions, but thankfully it looks like they're just stretching out his leg. That's Raymond down. Would be a horrible injury, but I think it's just a cramp, so you can take a sigh of relief, Lions fans. It's just going to be a cramp. Harbaugh, I think, thinks it's an intentional injury to stop the clock, but we'll see. Fortel says, is Hoyer not Jimmy G? Oh, my bad. Either way, the old Patriots quarterbacks and the old Patriot coach over there. Bryant Colt says, Niners versus Vikings would be a good game. Yep, that's definitely the only other contender for that slot, to be honest with you. But all right, guys. So I'm going to say this. I officially think this game is over. The Bills, I think, are going to win their game. With that, most of y'all know, a lot of my weekend time goes to spending time with my girlfriend, especially with our current schedule. We used to stay up late at night because she worked more later at night, evening schedule. With me having 8:30 a.m. calculus classes, I've had to go to bed early. So I haven't had enough be able to spend as much time with my girlfriend. And usually our weekends is our one time to spend time with each other. So with that, I'm going to go celebrate my win. I'm going to go have some fun with my girlfriend. And I hope everyone has a blessed day. Great rest of the NFL Sunday. I hope your teams win. I'm sorry, Lions fans, that can't come true. And I hope everyone wins their fantasy football games as well. With that, guys, again, thank you everyone for coming in. Please hit that like, subscribe button before you leave today. I would greatly appreciate it. Only 1% of my reach and audience basically likes and subscribes, so we're trying to get that number up. It would greatly help the stream. And with that being said, it's your boy, Darwin's Raven, D-Rave, Levi, whatever you want to call me. And I greatly appreciate every single one of y'all for coming and hanging out with me today. And I hope you come and join me next week. Let's go, Tyson Beijing!